Gentlemen, to session 3 of our Wraith the Oblivion Chronicle, as well as the third game of Wraith the Oblivion we've ever played in our lives. Uh, how are all of you?
Still eating.
Ah, well, nothing we can do about that now.
Not at all.
Okay, so to recap, let's see. Tom, you went to your rival's house, whom you believe was the one that actually killed you, your fencing rival, and pondered jerking off in his mailbox for a while and then watching him sleep.
I did not ponder that. That was everyone else said that.
Josh, you were speaking with Holly Underwood, and you were looking for a member of the Puppeteers Guild because you wanted to learn puppetry.
Yes.
Xavier, you were following some nerd that you met outside of the main hierarchy citadel, so that he would take you to get more properly associated with the hierarchy.
Yep.
And Adam. Adam, you had the most fun of everyone, didn't you?
Well, if that's what you want to describe it as the status,
Ah, Cool Imp is already in the chat.
the true shadow.
Yes, he was thinking about jerking off into a mailbox, and John was wanting to kill her girlfriend so they can be together forever. Speaking of which, damn it, I wanted to put a widget where they could actually see the Twitch chat. Unfortunately, they're missing out. Next session, I promise, if I remember. So, I have actually looked up how shadows function, and depending on Tom's luck, either Adam's choice will not be so bad, or he's about to get skull fucked. Firstly, however, I believe we have a bit of bookkeeping that needs to be attended to. Most of you guys are actually missing emotions for your dark passions. So,
Are we?
yes. Real quick, I'm going to go through everybody real fast. So, Josh, your shadow
Yes.
guide is Xavier, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So, Xavier, take note. Your dark passion, destroy my lover. What emotion do you believe is that tied to? Is that hate? Jealousy? Spite?
Probably spite.
Okay. You might want to write this down on your shadow sheet, X, because it'll be important for you later. Destroy Dumas's legacy. What emotion do you believe that evokes?
I don't know. Like, I want to say self-immolation, but that's not really a...
An emotion.
Self-loathing?
Yeah, self-loathing.
Alright, how about save Dumas's killers?
That's kind of complicated, because I have justice for the reason wanting to kill them as my actual passion.
You think jealousy, Imp? For save Dumas's killers, or were you referring to the last one?
I think he was referring to the last one.
Ah.
I want to put an unusual twist on it and say it's mercy.
Interesting. Why so?
Because he wants to kill them because of justice reasons, but the shadow was merciful. It's kind of like an inverse of the outside wants to kill them for spiteful rage kind of thing, while the interior is kind of like the self-defeating part that feels like it's kind of like a browbeaten Christian youth kind of thing.
Okay, interesting angle. Let's run with that and see where that goes. Alright, Clive McLean, and I do believe that your shadow guide is Josh, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. For your dark passions, you have ruin any protege. What emotion do you think best describes that desire?
That's probably spiteful.
Spite, you got it. And again, Josh, you might want to notate this on your shadow sheet because it will be important.
I'm doing that.
How about break people down to failure? Ah, crap! I forgot the jukebox.
Not
Continue.
the jukebox.
Continue thinking.
That's also pretty spiteful, but I want to have more than just one. Let's see.
You don't want your existence to just be spiteful.
Cool Imp is suggesting superiority.
Sure, let's go with that. Cool
So,
is now part 10. Thank you.
condescension? Is that an emotion?
No, I think that's an action. To
Hmm.
condescend.
How about destroy my blade?
Acceptance.
Interesting. All right, Mr. Miles Bryce, your shadow guide is Adam?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
For your dark passion, the first one, you have torture bad guys. Anger?
Yeah.
Let everything go.
Frozen? Just kidding.
Jesus
No,
Christ, Adam.
Adam, just
Stop.
just close the laptop. Just
Go back to your enemies.
that, just letting everything go. That is more of a
Contention.
Cool Imp suggests depression.
It's not depressive. It's more just like submission.
Okay.
Oh, so that's you're the M.
And do nothing. I'm tempted to make a case for sloth.
Yeah. That okay. Well, no.
Lust.
By the way, we currently have 5 viewers. Good evening, everyone. I'm over here
Bam,
bragging about
zero.
5 viewers like that's a big deal. We have 5 viewers.
I wanted to drop.
For all of us, man. Just kidding.
The do nothing comes from, I guess, a sense of trust in the universe that things will go okay without me.
Interesting. I would almost chalk that up to apathy, sort of.
No, because it's not necessarily not caring, right? But it's not.
Unwillingness to take action.
Yeah,
And apathy is not an emotion. That's a lack of.
that's true.
Okay, so how do we boil that down? Or refusal to take action. Sloth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sloth is also not an emotion. That's a sin.
Okay, Mr. John Titus. What emotion goes into hurting your girlfriend?
Lust.
Lust.
You could make a case for that if you want.
Or
It's
jealousy.
a very
anger.
perverse lust.
Hey.
I don't know why I took. Well, yes, I do. Because the fucking.
Why do you want to hurt your girlfriend, Adam?
Why did you in life? Cool Imp also says
Is
lust.
it because she never approved of your wifu?
She's my wifu. I had to change her name legally to Sarah. Remember? Let's go with lust then. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Love hurts. All right. Destroy computer.
Also lust. Or rather, the aftermath. Doesn't want anyone to know.
Like the weird shit I looked up, man.
I'm not gonna say I'm a criminal, but
Because that would be entrapment.
Hate is an easy way to go on this.
you just hate technology.
Cool Imp is suggesting longing. And we all know how much you love to take his suggestions, don't we, Adam? We're just kidding, Imp. We appreciate you, buddy. But
Yeah,
you know,
well,
no holes barred in taking a shit on Adam.
Yeah, he's just like he's everyone's shadow.
yeah, he's the best shadow.
He's the penumbra.
Hate, anger.
Lust.
He already has a lust, a very strange
Disapproval.
lust.
Adam, why do you want to destroy the damn computer?
Anything, yeah.
Because it's one of his fetters. I mean, that
Yes,
one's.
shame.
It's
Greed?
insecurity for not knowing how to use it.
Shame.
You want to go with shame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam, your character's getting weird.
And hurt circle mates.
Lust.
But everything this like down the line lust everything.
Lust.
I
Wow.
can't play
Suspicions of
WoW. My
empty
level
lore.
60 mage will never raid again. Is that wow? You made a reference way back to vanilla. Good job. Sorry. Continue debating circle mates.
Do you think you're better than us?
He,
you
Cool Imp
think we're
suggests
better than
jealousy.
you?
The pity is kidding, not the.
Oh.
Just kidding, yeah.
Well,
So the
Adam,
anger then? Yeah.
okay.
Anger?
That's also interesting.
So where did this stem from? Right?
Yeah, we
'cause
just met.
we just met. What the
Fucking
fuck,
jerk.
dude?
No, my rice.
Tom dropped his rice.
I dropped my rice.
Nice.
Okay. Now I will explain to you why each of those dark passions needed an emotion attached to it. So, the shadow has angst, which is the mirror reflection of the wraith's pathos. The shadow, or the angst, also functions as the shadow's willpower. They can spend it for automatic successes. However, unlike willpower, the temporary angst can exceed the permanent angst. Now, when that happens, one of two things can happen.
Okay.
The shadow can spend a point of temporary willpower, or sorry, temporary angst, to make a contested roll against the Wraith, and if he wins that roll, he can attempt to usurp control of the body for the remainder of the scene. Alternatively, the shadow can decide to allow the temporary angst to build up, in which case it operates very much like Torment in Wraith or in Demon the Fallen. At 10 temporary, he gets a permanent angst. At 10 permanent angst, he's a specter. And that functions very much like every other morality system in World of Darkness games, meaning he doesn't control it worth a shit. He is an NPC at that point.
All right, boys. Who's gonna incur the most angst first? Who's gonna lose their character?
Adam, clearly.
So, Tom, you asked me what happened now that you fulfilled a dark passion. You get to roll a number of dice equal to that dark passion rating, which I believe is 3 for that particular one. You're rolling against a difficulty 7, and Mr. John Titus gets temporary angst equal to your successes.
0.
Well, he dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
Now, here's where things get dirty. The psyche, the player, the actual Wraith, can never know exactly how much angst he has. You can give him vague hints. The shadow may be hanging over him like a funeral pall, or it may just be a flickering mote of darkness in the distance. But he will never for sure know.
Josh, you got like 5.
Thank you.
I'm up to 7 somehow.
Tom, I don't know how, but you're sitting at a 9.
Sweet.
I think he took like a shadow flaw or something where he just put that bitch all the way up to 11.
11 angst.
Well, no, I mean, I'm using it in the colloquial term. The royal 11, if you will. Also, the shadow can offer bonus dice on a roll to tempt them to do stuff. But every one of a shadow die gives them another temporary angst.
So if they roll a 1 on the die from the shadow, well, every time they roll that 1 die,
Yes, only dice they get from the shadow will generate temporary angst.
So they can roll anything they get temporary or temporary angst from that.
Yeah, the shadow can choose to add the extra dice to any roll. Now the wraith has to accept it.
How
Right.
many extra dice?
Up to 5. So the
Oh,
shadow
that's
Ooh.
so the shadow can offer extra dice to the wraith, but any one of those specific shadow dice that come up a 1 is temporary angst. Let's see. Anything else that I need to let you guys know of? Some Arcanoi can actually give you angst, either permanent or temporary. If the shadow is in control when those Arcanoids are used, they lose angst instead of gain it. So the shadow can't take control and then just juice them up the butt with angst. Similarly, they cannot spend the Wraith's willpower if they're in control, and they cannot take their pathos below 1. Remind me of that because I will forget.
Just
So
kill
will we.
yourself.
Oh. So if you do a thing, right, if you do the actual thing that your Dark Passion is listed out to do, you get to roll that value against a difficulty 7. However, when the Wraith feels the emotion tied to that, you get to roll at a difficulty 9 to give them additional temporary angst, which is going to be very interesting for those of you that chose positive emotions.
So me.
Well, also
me.
Josh. Anyway, I'm going to quit fucking yammering on because we are losing viewers. So,
Woo!
boring ass rules talk aside, Adam, you have just regained control after basically watching through your own eyes as you laid hands upon the woman you love, upon the woman whose ring you've kept in your locker at your gym for the longest time. And you watched her skin crackle, reduce to ash that fell off of her body in sheets as she ran screaming into the restroom to appraise her wounds. All the while, the shadow laughing in the back of your head. What do you do?
Well, it's more like the front of my head, but yeah.
Haha.
I'm gonna attempt to heal it like the same way I inflicted wounds on her. I'm gonna give her my life, I guess my death force. I don't know if that works. The
Your death force.
yeah,
My favorite Power Rangers.
using yeah, charitable trust.
Okay. What power is that again?
It was the older, I can't say it. The one that's on page 160.
Just spell it out.
Well, props to you for writing down a page number. That does help.
Is it usury, Adam?
It is usury.
Yeah, yeah. I can't spell. I can't pronounce regular words. It's
You can't spell.
I can't spell either. Yeah, same.
Okay.
Hashtag John Shadow did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So you do know that this transfers your own health levels to her, right?
Yeah.
You can
But I
die.
heal, but I healed up from her, so it's just giving it back.
Okay.
Just constant masochistic exchange.
Let's give it a shot. You're going to roll a stamina usury. Difficulty equals the subject's current corpus or health levels. I think Tom actually got her down to like 3. By the way, if you had succeeded on killing her, the situation would have been so much worse.
I know, right? It would have been hilarious.
All right, so spend your 1 pathos and give me the roll, Adam.
It's difficulty 3, right?
Yes.
That's fairly easy. Don't fuck it up, Adam.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious. You
What?
start sapping more life from her.
I'm a monster.
You got 4 successes.
Those hands you have are only meant to kill, Adam.
Why he's like boxer.
Okay.
Such big, strong hands.
So literally, as she runs screaming to the bathroom, right before she gets to the mirror, you lay your hands on her. And you can feel this terrible cold just tear through your body as it feels like pieces of you are being ripped apart, molecule by molecule. And the wounds vanish. And she gets to the mirror, runs hands down her face, down her arms where the burning sensation is subsiding. and she is just completely clueless. She has no idea what to make of it.
You're
She's wearing
gaslighting
this
her.
aghast expression, like she might be going crazy.
Like, it was just a dream, babe.
She was bitten by a spider.
It's a hell of a dream.
She dreamt that she got bitten by a spider.
She dreamed she got bit by a ghost radioactive spider.
Slowly, her breathing starts returning to normal. Slowly, she starts calming down once more. What do you do?
You know what voice in my head? You're a jerk.
Like, I'm never listening to you again. Unless I have to.
Unless I want to. It's not like I like you or anything.
Oh,
It's not like we're in each other or anything.
okay. Now you're making it weird.
The fuck
I
out.
like to imagine this conversation is happening in character. The show's like, dude, don't make this gay, man. Just because I live inside you.
In your deepest parts.
Hey, the her girlfriend thing was he made it lust.
It's like, hey man, I thought you were into this.
So now every time he gets a boner, you can roll to give him angst.
Yay!
But does that just kind of like how do ghosts get boners though?
Adam,
There you go, Adam.
please center your camera. It's driving my OCD up the wall. Okay.
It's called going ghost, Adam.
I'm going goo.
All right, Mr. Clive McCullen. So you currently find yourself in the home of your rival. And I'm going to attempt to flip through this as fast as I can to pretend I remember what you named him.
I don't remember what I named him. It was something French.
Justin Bonnet.
Right. Fucking Bonnet. What a fucking douchebag name.
What do you and your shadow do?
Well, seeing as how he's being a lazy sack of shit and not training like he should be, I have no business here, and I'm not gonna jerk off in his mailbox.
This time.
Are you so sure about that?
Yes, I am not gonna jerk off in some man's mailbox.
A willpower roll says otherwise.
So how does it work? How do I make him do bad things?
So you kind of have to be the devil on his shoulder and goad him into it. Like I said, you can offer him the extra dice. Anytime his temporary angst gets above his permanent angst, you can make that catharsis roll that I mentioned.
Okay.
Or you try and goad him into feeling those emotions connected with his dark passions. And then if you can make him do that, you get the diff 9 roll, and hopefully you can stack up his angst and then take control.
So I'm gonna start, basically doing the ghost equivalent of like spitting in his direction, leaving.
Yeah, you kind of, and it just like passes straight through him, straight through the pillow, splats on the floor, and you turn and walk, Mr. Shadow.
I fought in your general direction.
I don't know exactly what I can make him do yet, or what I can goad him into doing.
Okay, well you've got some time to think. So what does Mr. Clive McCullen do once he leaves the home of his rival?
Well, I did see that weird thing happen with that whore.
That's true. You did see Holly Underwood possess a homeless man and basically run him right in front of a car.
Is that all?
There goes Cool Imp just feeding you guys gold in the chat again.
I prefer the original of he should on, because that leaves implications. Well, I guess I should go looking around the red light district, because I assume that's where she is.
How big is a red light ghost district?
Is she around? First of all, I don't even know if Atlanta has a red light district. They might have
Oh yeah,
laws.
it does.
Yeah,
I mean, not an official one, because that would be illegal.
right.
Right.
Okay, let's go with intelligence streetwise, please, at a standard difficulty 6.
Let's see. I don't have streetwise.
-1 die to the roll then.
Because you.
Well, then guess what I can't do.
Okay. You have one dot in intelligence. So,
Aren't you a professor?
I wrote a paper, a study. I am very his intellect is very specialized.
I mean, technically, if just writing a paper makes you a professor, then that one guy in your writing class from Fantasy Nippon Land would be a professor as well.
Oh god, no.
Okay, so you don't know where to find the red light district. However, you do know that she is known to frequent Little 5 Points because you saw her there. You could always try to return there.
Well, away then.
Are you
Are you
gonna?
gonna fly?
Yeah, are you gonna fly back?
No. I don't want to spend my pathos or corpus, whatever the hell it's called.
It's
This
pathos.
Okay, I was right the first time. But I still like the idea. He still said away, and then just lamely walked.
All right, Xavier. So
He is.
the nerd that you managed to pick up will introduce himself as Simon Murchison, and he begins sort of leading you through the city. And again, as you're walking through the city, you're passing all these sort of strange and colorful characters. These people walk past you looking deformed ever so slightly in one way or another. They don't look quite right. Every once in a while, you can see through the shroud, and you can see people on the other side. And they seem to just glow ever so slightly, different colors in different forms. Wraiths have Auspex 2 on at all times, at least in regards to the living. I'm not quite sure about the dead yet. So what do you do as Mr. Murchison leads you through the city streets?
I'll tell him. So, tell me about these guilds.
Tell me about Maven Blackbriar.
Republic escape pods.
I would like a let's see. Can you give me a charisma empathy, please?
Can I?
Can you?
Should he?
Quick, Adam, do something. Offer him power.
Oh,
Oh boy.
we-
Tempt him. Tempt him with your long slong.
Tempt me with your
Hey.
body.
Oh, you don't want to do anything, man. You're just that's it. Make him sloth.
Just making sloth. I
Are
love
the
it.
quick things not there?
No, the macros should still be there.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Standard 6.
What'd I get?
That's 2 no-nos. 2
Okay.
and a 4.
You should have taken the offer.
So he sort of chuckles a bit. The guilds, friend, the guilds have been disbanded for long since either one of us died. Charon outlawed those things years ago.
Oh, okay.
Why? Do you have something to report?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, the hierarchy would certainly be interested if you had any information, friend. Just neither here nor there.
So what does this hierarchy do?
Well, what did the government do when we were alive? The government.
I'm not authorized to tell you that.
They're listening to me right now. They have me bugged.
Say hi to our NSA guy. We've never given our NSA guy a name. I
Well,
vote for
because-
Phil.
I'm partial to just NSA guy that watches us.
I kind of feel like he's a Pete.
Go ahead, Adam. Say something weeby. I dare you.
I was gonna say like John Smith, but that's like
John Smith. I'm
yeah,
Agent Smith.
yeah.
So he will tell you, well, friend, the hierarchy offers us all protection. Oh, how do I explain this? I'm guessing
you?
I'm guessing you haven't been past the bounds of the city since, since you died.
I don't believe so.
Well, there's a whole big wide world of the dead out there, friend, and, well, I'm afraid not all of it is, what you'd call hospitable. It's more like, So we have a facsimile of the world that we understand, right? And, well, you can sort of see how that translates down here, and he sort of motions around to the decaying building and just the omnipresent taint that seems to hang over everything as it molders into what appears to be an early grave.
No, we're forced to look at everyone's taint.
Disgusting.
So, we have our area, and then there is this great island that Stygia itself stands on, from where the hierarchy comes from. And then, further beyond that, some say there are different afterlives, although this is obviously a trap for fools. Anyway, what's between those islands? Well, you see, between those islands, this roiling sea of just darkness and evil.
Impersonate me.
I'm sure somebody out there enjoyed it. Well, there's things that live in that sea of roiling darkness that we call the Tempest, and they're none too friendly. They don't quite like us, and when the waves from that sea tend to lap upon the shore, they bring destruction with it. The hierarchy can protect us.
This guy's poetic as shit for an accountant.
He's probably been an accountant for a long time.
He's
still an accountant in Undeath.
You do what you know.
Poetry?
He took some classes in high school.
Get to the root of a secret love of poetry, Xavier. Let this character out too.
Yeah, let's stat this guy out. Make sure he sticks around forever.
There's a reason I named him, because I know any one-off jerk-off NPC has the potential to be the crux of the entire chronicle now.
Spoilers.
Quick, Coolimp, name him.
I mean, I already named him Simon Murchison, but sure, let's go with what Coolimp has to say. Because
Or
then our...
Anyone in the chat, first to respond names him.
Go.
Let's see what they get.
Well, we wait for some typing. Continue.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're on a delay. Anyway.
William Mercer. William Mercer.
Mr.
Okay,
Insert
William
name
Mercer's
here.
first name, now the last name.
William Mercer.
Mr. Bill Mercer.
Related to Matt Mercer.
Oh, man.
His grandfather was a pretty boring guy.
But that's where he got his love of storytelling from and embellishments.
All the stories his grandfather told him in this fucking poetic way.
There you go.
Okay, so this whole person that just got renamed to William Mercer
Woo!
continues.
we
Certainly
do.
there's laws to abide, but I feel confident in saying that order is the foundation for successful society. Would you not agree, sir? You look as though you were a servant of the order of the world yourself.
I was. And as so far as I know, this seems to be the best way for me to go about this.
Well, I would heartily agree with you, friend. Certainly, the renegades and the heretics have their own ideas, but If you want to trade safety and comfort and the knowledge that you're not going to be devoured by specters tomorrow for running around in the streets, then, well, I pity the fools that make that decision.
Pitiful.
Now, what are these heretics?
Well, you see, there's 3 ways to go after you kick the old bucket, friend, and, well, you're standing in one of them right now.
You look to your shoe, you realize you stepped in dog shit.
Shit.
The second way involves going the way of those specters there that I mentioned earlier. That's all the way down to Oblivion, where you just seek to exist. And some say, not everyone agrees now, but some say that you can transcend and reach whatever afterlife lays beyond here. The heretics, that's not quite good enough for them. They are, well, they're people that just couldn't let their earthly beliefs go. They still believe that their heaven or their hell or their
Abyss.
afterlife still exists out there somewhere in the far shores. But that's all rhetoric from the specters, friend. They're just trying to lure them out there. Why, I've heard rumors that in the far shores there are these islands infested with demonic creatures that impale the unwary on soul steel spikes and leave them to churn in the tempest. It's nothing you want to get involved in, friend. This right here, this safety and this stability and perhaps maybe the hope of transcendence, this is where you want to be. Not those heretics still pining for a god that never embraced him in the first place.
See, he's probably very busy. So
Who you're quoting, Cool Imp? He says we should become a specter, we would be all powerful, we could eat this fool.
I think he's trying to goad Adam into saying some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, Adam's here too.
hi, Adam.
And he's off center again.
I gotta show my figurines off though, guys. Kidding aside.
It's an
Alright.
affectation because I feel like this guy's from around like maybe the 50s, which is why he says friend so much. But absolutely, go ahead, repeat Cool Imp again, Adam. So
I was
that
gonna
is.
say, like,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like we should just like we should explore the dark shores or the
The dark side of the force.
Oh man, you
Or
go the
the-
dark side route.
Well,
I mean, there might be a shepherd among these specters.
Too bad.
I'm not feeling too suicidal right now. Voice in my head.
You already did once. What else can you? What else? What
Whoa,
else can
hold on.
happen?
I don't know
What's the worst
how
thing
I
that happened?
died. First of all,
You don't know. Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
And that's how
could've-
you just found out. You actually offed
Yeah.
yourself.
voice in my head. Do you know something I don't?
You can lie to him.
Yes.
You could lie to me, but if you break my trust, I'll end us both right now.
You just said you weren't feeling suicidal. Lie to him, Adam. Lie to him. Do it. Give in to your...
Hold on, Mr. Mercer. I'm arguing with the voice in my head.
Oh, I understand. We have frequent discussions, he and I as well.
Okay, but what about you and your shadow?
Cool Imp is offering his applause to you, Adam.
Yeah.
And his kudos for your excellent job.
Thank you, Cool Imp.
Maybe I'll explore the far shores at a later time. I've got a job to do.
Offer
don't
him
you
that
wanna-
this job could put him closer to his family.
But what if you if you died, if you don't remember how you died now, like how do you know you're actually dead?
You don't remember you dying. How did you know you died, man?
How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't?
And I was gonna say something like that. Something stupid.
You have Jaden Smith as your shadow. Just an obnoxious voice in your head that's gonna commit you to super suicide.
Adam, this is why you're the fan favorite.
Quick, offer him a Toblerone.
Mr. Mercer, can I confirm that I am indeed dead?
Yeah, I'll say, friend, dead as a doornail.
Ah,
How can you know if you don't know how you fucking hell, Adam.
I mean,
Only
that would be an interesting angle if the shadow just convinced you all that none of your actions mattered. It was just a fever dream.
No, you actually can. You can convince him that he's actually just a mage.
convinces us we're not actually dead from the get-go, right? And we go around thinking we're alive, and then, you know,
Stumbling your way to victory every time.
and then
You're
at
actually-
the end of the campaign, it turns out I was a ghost the whole time.
So you're actually in an isekai.
Son of a bitch! Where's my Loli harem?
Oh man, we got that on tape now.
Don't name the episode that.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Oh,
Overruled.
What have you done, Adam?
okay, you can't put that one on him. You
It
used
was
to-
my shadow.
Adam's
No,
acting
no,
as your
no,
real
you-
life shadow.
on off the rails.
All right, so. Well, Mr. Mercer, I appreciate your assistance. I would like to
And your
find
voice
out how I
acting?
died.
And your voice acting?
I was about to say, if your conversation with your shadow is over with, you said you were a pauper, right? That is to say, the Legion of Paupers. I mean, you don't know how you died, yes?
Yes.
You should speak to Sue as soon as you're done here. And as he says that, he sort of like motions to the distance. And you can see sort of in the distance is the Decatur Courthouse. And it's sort of at the edge where things just seem to give way into darkness, and the civilized area of the necropolis with its fading, crumbling glory seems to just about stop right around that area, and there's all this sort of congregation and commotion of wraiths of all different sorts up ahead. When you're done in there, that's where you go to, I guess, get registered for the hierarchy, friend. When you're done in there, find Sue. She is the, well, we call them Anacreons. See, they're the duly appointed representatives for the dead in the city. She can make you some pretty good offers. I hear the last guy that joined up with her legion, the Legion of Paupers, found out how he died within a couple of days. She's well known for efficiency. It might be something to think about.
I'll take it into consideration.
Anyway, what was I doing before we met? Oh, I had papers I had to get to. Crap! And he starts booking into the distance.
Those papers are made out of people.
They are absolutely made of people, unless it's relic paper. Like, do they mulch like relic trees?
Okay, now what happened was, see, dinosaur died a long time ago, and they grew into trees, and so basically he's got paper dinosaurs.
I'll take it.
Oh man, do we have like fossil fuels made of dinosaurs in the Shadowlands?
Everybody driving around, they just have little dinosaurs in them, or it's like, oh man.
The Shadowlands is just the Flintstones. All right. So,
Yeah, the do.
Mr. Dumas, we finally get to you.
After 14,000 tangents.
And so Holly sort of thinks to herself for a moment, and she says, actually, you know what? I'm going to give her a roll real quick just to see exactly how much she knows.
Botch. Who the hell are you?
Who am I?
That would be pretty amazing.
Good question.
What? It's a ghost.
Shit, hold on. Eh. There we go.
To me, Macro.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Okay, she did all right.
What's my grandson's name?
Oh, penis face.
Ah, yes, of course. Now I remember.
Also, Xavier, you are here as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
She says, "Well, honey, I can't rightly say I know where Puppeteers Guild is. The guilds tend to keep quiet in an area with so much hierarchy presence. They're not exactly liked. That's why Ardmore and Jomo set up in renegade territory. But I can point you, darling, to someone who might be able to help, someone who's a little more your style. You see, I've heard stories of this,
Do tell.
I've heard stories of a Wraith who used to be a bit of a crooner himself in life, and he's quite gifted in puppetry, at least so much that he uses it to improve singers among the quick at a karaoke bar downtown."
Sounds like an interesting character.
Was she
Just,
working there?
I don't know much about him. His name is Star
Platinum.
Star something. I can't quite place it. It was one of those showbiz names, you know. I'm sure one of the fellow cantors in the city would be able to direct you.
I try to remember using some sort of like music history knowledge of the local scene.
Star Platinum.
Stop, Platinum.
Like intelligence performance or something like that.
We're bringing it back to Matt Mercer again.
Yeah.
I'll give you an intelligence performance at a difficulty 9.
29. 5 at a diff.
Hot as shit.
Oh yes, for those watching, we live in the desert, and even though it's nighttime, it is swelteringly hot.
It's nice.
It is
They're
not
complaining.
nice. You are lying.
I got 1 success.
She just might be able to, Cool Imp. 1 success.
God, well, New York is freezing. We're fucking sweltering.
Okay. Francis is about like 20, right? Or he was when he died.
Yeah, early 20s.
How old's his mother?
22.
Say around 50.
Around
40s, early 50s.
Oof,
Ah.
gosh.
So they,
That was nope. That was unpleasant.
Huh. That is me. I don't know what's causing that. Well, hopefully we'll figure that out soon. Anyway, so your mother probably got of her love of music from her father, right? Or
Yep.
actually, if she was born in the yeah, no, this would probably be more her father. So somewhere in your mother's just collection of things, her paraphernalia that she's picked up over the years, you remember a pamphlet with the name Nick Stardust on it, who performed way back in the 40s or the 50s. You're not quite sure. It was decades ago at a place called the Creme de la Creme Club.
Why does that place feel like it should be like firebombed? That sounds like a terrible place.
It'd be fine if it was a bakery.
Yeah, that's true.
Cream of the cream.
Cream of the crop.
Brother.
Just pulling a little cream
yeah.
from everywhere.
I joined a
So-
bakery club. Is that like a donut subscription or something? That sounds awesome. How come nobody's thought of that?
I'm sure there's some box you can order for it. Some monthly crate subscription. So Nick Stardust at the Creme de la Creme. Does she mention any of that information to me, or is that all just me piecing it together?
That's you. You reach back with your intelligence performance, and oh, that kind of sounds like this flyer that my mom had that was all old and wrinkly, and I found it going through her jewelry box one time.
I
She
think I
got
know
it from, her job, working as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
Yeah, why not? I think I know the place you're mentioning of, Mr. Nick Stardust, an old crooner. I think I can find my way there.
As long as you find your way back to me, darling.
I'll
And
consider
she'll
it.
give you a wink and sort of suggestively bump you with her hip and sashay off into the shadows.
You're probably gonna get a ghost STD slapper.
Is that the shadow?
Yeah.
You like needed some punctuation in that. You literally said you're probably gonna go get a ghost STD slapper.
I'm kind of. I'll respond to my shadow and be like, "Well, it's no fun if it all comes too easy."
Yeah, I bet you
The
would.
STDs?
No, the what is it? The chase is better than the catch kind of thing.
STDs are a blast when you have to work for them. My mic is muted. That's not me.
She's probably just gonna die too.
I'm gonna head to the Creme de la Creme Club, or wherever I think it might have been. Do I need to roll streetwise?
1 second. With your 2 successes, you don't remember an address, and that'd be kind of a stretch anyway. How do you attempt to find it?
You cannot open Google Maps in the dead zone.
Everywhere's the dead zone.
Fool, I
Google
brought a
Maps
relic
it's
smartphone.
1994.
You cannot open a map in the dead zone.
Coolim
you-
thinks you should get her creme de la creme.
Are you like the RPG's like menu when he tries to use an item that in not the designated zone?
Dude, he's Professor Oak.
Not the time for this.
Red, what happened?
He tried to ride his bike indoors.
I'm gonna kind of use my knowledge of like the music venues around town.
Oh my god,
Try to
fucking map quest.
Remember where it is.
Okay. If you're using your knowledge of the music venues around town, then you have no idea.
Well, there's an easy way to find this out. I'm gonna go home and look through my mother's stuff.
That sounds weird.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
I'm not the one making it weird. It's the suggestion is what made it weird.
I'm going to go through my mom's old records.
Okay, that sounds better.
Okay. So, Mr. John Titus, we return to you.
Is that
You're-
the shadow actually cackling?
Nah. Maybe. We'll see.
So your girlfriend has calmed herself. Maybe we didn't get much information on your GF. Tell me about her a little bit.
Oh, cool him quick.
What's she into?
Cool him quick, build his character.
Quick, cool him. Just play Adam's character.
Is she
And
super
there's-
masochistic? Just likes getting pissed on, slapped, and beaten?
Well, she's dating a boxer.
And
so
that's not even
probably.
before that's not even the sex part. That's just, hey honey, what's up?
Xavier, you've seen too many tags.
Okay, everyone, quick. Name your favorite tag. Everyone in
Hand-holding.
chat.
In chat.
He says, well, when she ran into the bathroom, there was a sex swing. Okay, that's called character building.
So really into the BDSM.
Compilation.
That's what you went with the boxer. Isn't it
No
rough?
shame here.
Tell
But
you
she probably like works at a grocery store, like as a cashier.
Oh. She probably works in a grocery store. Just like, wait, what?
I don't know, man. I just beat
What
people
clue
up.
would have led me to this conclusion?
Well,
I
she tells him that she works at a grocery store.
Yeah. You know,
That's
I
why
can
he
find
doesn't
out what
ask
she
where
actually
she
does.
is late at night.
You know, I can find out what she actually does.
But what's she actually like? Tell me about her personality.
Apparently, a lot of rope. Okay, is this like a sex thing, or is this starting to get a little alarming? Is she suicidal?
You left her hanging, Adam.
Well, she
Not
might be
yet.
like she's probably depressed like now because like her, I guess her husband, I mean her boyfriend of a couple years is just passed
Yeah,
on.
Adam, you never put a ring on it.
Yeah, I had the ring,
Now
but
you never will.
Okay, so I tell you what. Dominate
Oh.
in public, submissive in private.
I kind of like the opposite.
That is slightly stranger, yeah.
So, after she calms herself, catches her breath, touches her skin to make sure it's still intact, she goes to the kitchen, opens the refrigerator, and pulls out something that would remind her of you. What beer did John Titus enjoy during his breathing days?
I was kind of, this is like fucking
Bud Ice.
might as well be drinking arsenic.
Is it like Dos Equis?
Oh,
I
I don't know how popular
that was.
Dos Equis was in Atlanta during the 90s, but okay.
I mean, that's better than he could have gone with like Keystone Light or some shit.
Keith
know.
Stone.
smooth.
Like mouthwash. Just kidding.
you just drank mouthwash.
Yeah.
You had a problem.
This is alcohol content, guys.
So she sort of
Fucking like makes a cereal with vodka. That's how he has the Cheerios.
Like it's happy in the Cheerios.
That's
It
fucking
helps him not feel the punches when he gets decked.
So she pops the lid or the cap off the Dos Equis, plops down in an old armchair, and just takes a bracing swig and just stares off into the distance for a while.
Vomits. Oh wait, no, Dos Equis isn't bad. It's not great, but I mean, if it was like Keith Stone.
Wait, was this a bottle or a can?
Ooh, wait, there's canned Dos Equis?
I'm assuming it was a bottle, so we'll go with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And after she's done with it, she starts masturbating with it furiously.
Oh man, lust. Punch her.
I would.
That's the bottle. I'm just kidding.
Keep the train going, punch her.
Like, I possess the bottle, but yeah.
I've been watching you've been reading too many dojins. Okay, cool. Had the same idea as X. We're all sick in the head. Oh, and yeah. Coolimp is completely messed up in the messed people person. Or person. person.
I think you meant completely messed up person.
I like messed person.
I mean, you see the fucking weirdos I game with, right?
I got some scotch in my closet right now.
I have water.
I do too. I need to get rid of them.
Scotch with the water, with the bodies.
That's the second time you made a Scottish joke in this like last 2 weeks. No, wait, no, that was 3 weeks ago. Never mind.
So what do you do? As she just
Everyone
sort of.
else in the chat, say hi, say something.
He's got a good point. Although I do have a. Well, hang on. Let's see.
We're building a community here.
A community of fucked up wackos.
Yeah, nowhere else will take us.
Hey, New Wave is here. Always an archer. I'm assuming that's Xavier. Electrical skateboard. I think I remember you from the last session. Melinda is here, but I don't think she's actually watching us, so we're not gonna acknowledge her. How's it going, Cogwhistle? Welcome, everyone. Okay. Yeah, what do you do as you're just watching her sort of stare into the middle distance, as you're watching her sort of settle back down from very nearly being Arkanoid to a crisp.
Like I'm too dangerous for like in my mind I'm like
I'm too dangerous for
I'm
her.
too dangerous. Yeah, I gotta.
Oh, you see?
It all happened.
She can't live without you.
She never should have gotten involved with somebody like me.
Like
No.
if I love you,
Jerk
you gotta,
off
you gotta
her
set you free.
face. I think you meant jerk off on her face. Oh wait, it does say on.
Jerk off her face.
Do it, Adam.
It's like giving a facial massage.
Tom, you're the shadow, but I'm not taking your advice anymore.
Hey man, it's the 90s. They'll believe the whole semen makes your skin smoother.
Yeah. But I need pineapples first though to make it taste good.
Oh, first you need to drink loads of cum to make pineapple taste good.
Yeah.
How does this happen? Anyway, Adam, what the fuck do you do?
You gotta start smacking more hands, Chaz.
There was a time during Rise of the Free States, right, when I would actually physically dread when it ran around to Adam because it was, oh god, here we go again.
But I was like, yeah.
Now it's just like, oh no, it's happening.
Last time I felt this way, he sucked somebody's dick.
Speaking of which, Adam, your shadow's talking to you.
You should suck a dick.
Is
You should
Cole in my
suck her
shadow
dick.
or are you?
What's happening, buddy? Come on, give me something. Did we lose Adam, or is he just... Yeah, he's gone. Sorry, guys. Some shit went down.
Which thing? It's it. We all dropped.
Yeah,
Oof.
sorry, I got you back. I got you.
Oh, okay.
Now
God
I
damn
gotta
it.
do the thing again.
We were opting to have Coolant to be storyteller because we thought you got dropped and we were still going.
Yeah.
If I got dropped, how would it still going? I'm the one that's streaming.
Yeah, that's where the confusion stemmed from.
Oh, this looks like shit having to stick this shit back.
You guys don't see anything. Pretend you don't. There's no Google map on the background. Shut up.
You know, really what I should do is get like a map of Atlanta, and then we can do what we did with Free States, where I can mark out everybody's like haunts and havens and shit, but... I mean, again, I was intending for this to be a one-shot, and then I kind of got signed up.
Fixing some problems.
Only the
Technical
highest quality.
difficulties.
Adam, quick, perform a jaunty tune about fixing problems.
X, the way you were lying down looked really odd when you came into frame.
Why?
Because your arm was closer to the camera, so it looked really, really wrong.
Or so very right.
So it's like, okay, we're gonna get banned by Twitch pretty fast.
Well, Xavier's already showing too much skin. We're gonna get banned.
It's whatever.
Xavier, are you auditioning to be a cam girl?
No. I don't have the tits or ass for it.
Adam, what do you do?
Like I was
Hey,
like,
Hey, John.
Suck a
You
dick.
remember when she was suck her dick? Remember when she was just rubbing her skin to see if she was all right? That skin you'll never feel again. Remember how supple it was?
no, but I can't touch her. I can't do.
But you remember, don't you? Does it make you feel something? Something you don't feel anymore?
Can you get an erection? Does he have to spend a blood point?
I need Viagra.
I mean, right now you can at least do something, right?
I'm not listening to you. La 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 la. La.
Aw.
You're all
I
came
can't
out.
hear you.
I know.
That is a good question though. What is John Titus feeling right now?
Like,
Confusing.
Aroused.
he's feeling emotions.
And those
Uh,
emotions would be.
like he's like he wants to like stay like guarding her, but he doesn't want to stay with her with the shadow still here. His
Hey,
mind
you don't know.
controlling him.
You've
So,
never heard of a shadow. This is just a voice in your head.
Hey, 5 seconds ago you're like, do whatever, brah.
Like, sure, I
but-
trust you, and you're just like, I'll never trust you again.
yeah, you're a mean evil beanie.
Once again, your shadows never lied to you. Never lied once. But I mean, if you can't trust me, Mr. Titus, who can you trust? Someone else who'll just walk into your life, maybe destroy it.
That's what you're here for. You can take them out. We'll have to feel.
There you go. That's the kind of relationship you have.
Hmm.
I
Like,
have
yeah, I'll,
it
I'll
yesterday.
take out people who get around her, but you have to let me masturbate on her face once a night.
So, you're right. And I can help you do that. Are you interested?
I mean, like walk out the door, like
How?
Aw, come on, don't ignore me. We can be friends, right?
So you're leaving the apartment?
Yeah, I'm walking. Yeah, I'm like trying to clear my head. Like I don't want to be in the same room as her at the moment. Yeah.
You
Don't
don't want to
get an
see her
erection.
destroy her. You don't want to destroy yourself with your booze. You failure.
You don't know nothing about me.
Aw. Did I touch a nerve?
How much does your shadow know about you?
Everything. It basically is you, but with I guess a different sentient personality. It knows everything. It has all your memories. It has all your hopes, all your dreams, but its ambitions.
So what if I made a backup personality just in case I got taken over?
You kidding me, Batman?
It knows everything. No, it only knows everything I know, not everything the other me knows.
Like I am actually Murphy Arrow.
What
Guys-
happens with people with split personalities?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, well, a split personality is still the same person. It's actually, at least as far as the psychologist field is concerned, they're not 100% sure even if it's a real thing or if it's just an advanced state of
I
fugue.
wouldn't say that to them.
No, let me finish. If it's like a combination of fugue bipolarism.
But like, what if someone dies and they still have the multiple personalities? They're just like, oh, it's just another voice. I don't give a shit.
You just did not listen to me.
I heard you. But this is 90s.
God damn. All right, whatever. Anyway,
Game stuff.
Yes.
game stuff.
So
Mr.
you were
T.
walking out of the apartment, and Tom, you were trying to get him to convince him to let you help him keep her safe, and make sure that Sancho doesn't come and console her in her time of need. Do people still use the term Sancho anymore?
They did in the 90s.
Ah, good point.
Mr. Titus, why don't you just let me help?
You helped once, and that wasn't helping at all.
Oh, I beg to differ. I was being quite helpful. You stopped me being helpful.
I don't want her to see me like this.
Oh, she won't see you. You're foolish if you think that.
I don't want her to join me so soon. Join
Oh,
the
so
same
you-
fate I have.
Oh, you're right. You should just let someone else be with her then, right? That's what you want.
If you love her so much, why don't you?
Are you also into cooking?
Why don't we just go saunter down to your locker and just throw away that ring you had no use of.
You know where my ring is?
I love that I lost it.
I lost that thing weeks ago.
Uh,
So we can do that, or you can just let me help you out.
I have a third option. I'm gonna keep my mind focused.
Third option, fuck you.
Fuck you, you don't.
Oh,
You owe me health points.
Yeah.
oh, no. I got you health points. You spent them. That's your fault.
Dude, Tom, you are kicking ass at this. I enjoy just watching this happen.
I'm great at counter-op, not great at co-op.
What is your objective as you leave the apartment, Adam? What are you gonna do?
Hey, I was gonna is I was one of the people that did see the hobo get run over by the car, right?
I think so.
I'm gonna go talk to the Underwood thing, or
Okay.
right? Yeah. Like,
All right.
Uh,
I'll make this easy on everyone. So with time dilation and elapsement and whatnot, I will say that if you're gonna go back to Little 5 Points where you saw her last, you probably run into Clive McCullen first.
McLean? Am I related to... Oh, fuck.
John.
John, there you go. Best Christmas movie of all time.
like who's that though? Like I forgot. Like it's been a week or two. Oh,
Die
What?
Hard.
Oh. I thought you were saying it's been a week or two since our characters last saw each other.
Who are you asking, Adam?
that's when you tried. Like who was
Who's
McLean?
John McClane?
Yeah.
John
is,
McClane is the main character from Die Hard.
Or are you talking about Clive McClane? That's
Clive
Not really.
McCullen is Tom's character.
Okay.
Is everybody in
know,
this scene then? Because then, no, wait. Tom, who's your shadow?
Josh?
Tom, is it Josh?
That's Josh.
Okay, so Josh is here.
Doesn't-
Well, Adam is Xavier's shadow, so he's technically here too.
Xavier's not here though.
I know, that was a joke.
All right, so you guys run into each other on the streets of Little 5 Points.
Spice.
Like Junior.
God.
He's an imposter. You
saw-
gotta kill him.
I draw my blade.
But I said I chose Ginger. I did the little S thing.
Ginger Spice.
Ginger Spice. Yeah. Does it check out?
Are you just like, I don't actually know all the Spice Girls? Is that one
I-
of them?
I am personally thinking that.
Yes.
You're really gonna let him get away with this, just forgetting the important thing you all spent so long trying to put together? Are you, Clive?
Okay, wait. Out of character. He did choose Ginger Spice, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
am Okay.
Yes, but he
I
has
actually could not remember if Ginger was a real spice or not. If he was just like naming a spice,
a ginger with the red spice.
because that is
Oh, yeah.
totally Adam's character.
Yeah. It's like Sriracha Spice. It's really not. That would be
Flour.
something I would say.
We got 3 new viewers, and they have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Recap some
Spice
chats.
Girls.
Let's just do a every 5 minutes a recap on the entirety of the Chronicle, just so everyone's glued in all the time.
We have our previous episodes on our YouTube. Link down below. Unless you're actually watching us on YouTube, in which case,
Link is not
subscription
down
button's
below.
over here.
Or actually, you can link this episode to this episode. I don't know why you would, but we could. Anyway.
Kids just want to watch it again.
Anyway. The knave has passed the test. There's no need to draw, well, not blood.
Ectoplasm.
Rend corpus.
And who's your spice?
I throw up the S and say scary.
What?
Scary is not an actual Spice Adam. Scary is one of the Spice Girls.
You have to do the
Daddy?
hand sign. The secret hand sign.
Adam, I swear to God, if you start doing jutsus,
They don't come out, Tom. I've tried. It's pretty nuts.
I tried.
because you're not harnessing your chakra correctly, Adam.
So you guys meet each other on the streets of Little Five Points. You exchange your fucking Spice Girl gang signs. Then what happens?
And then there's 2 extra viewers leave. That's what happened.
Yeah, we lost people again.
Anyway.
I don't know if I should actually like advertise our streams in the Wraith the Oblivion group because they're like deep, compelling, emotional drama, and we're over here fucking.
Talking about
Girls.
Spice Girls and ghost facials. Yeah, we're pretty cool. Anyway. Tangents aside. Wait. Titus, what say you? What have you found?
I found out that the
I
voice
wonder-
inside my head is trying to kill my girlfriend.
So it's not me then, just me then. Well,
You should know this already, Tom, but you are absolutely able to play his shadow if you want.
this is gonna get really confusing really fast then.
Punch him in the face. I'm getting a feeling that you want to punch me in the face.
Yes.
Yo.
I wish to use Freudian slip.
Okay, absolutely. That is a thorn, yes?
Yes.
I believe that's on page 146. No, it's
on
not,
page
because shadow is not. Huh.
173. On page 1 of Wannang's point, the shadow can force the Wraith to make a sudden involuntary action or make a quick unedited statement.
Okay.
I
So,
want him to say, because I went out and I accomplished absolutely nothing.
all right. So you spend the temporary angst point, and that is exactly what John Titus says.
John
Okay,
Titus.
John Titus says that for some reason.
Oh, sorry.
He can make a willpower to negate it, though. Diff 7.
Okay.
Ugh. I'm not so easily conquered.
Oh, and Cool Imp wants a link to that group you're talking about.
Oh, yes. I'm talking about the Wraith the Oblivion group on Facebook. It's a Wraith the Oblivion / Geist the Sin Eaters.
Wait, did you say diff 7?
Yes. You need at least 2 successes.
2 successes.
Damn it.
I'll get you that link there while they're doing this and probably launching into another tangent.
Wait, do you have Freudian slip? Damn it, you don't. Because I like Cool Imp's suggestion.
Gil like it.
Did he actually want to, though?
No, but I mean, I can make him say it.
Is that how Freudian slip works?
You
Or
can
you
make
just
them
tell him, like, yeah, I wanted to fuck my mother.
You can either make them do a quick unedited
super
statement, or
Freud.
you can make them take a quick action.
So he got 1 success. Is that enough to fend that off?
You got
I
2.
got 2.
You got 2. 2 is what he needed.
I see.
I say, stay your hand, other person in my head.
But it's true. What did you find?
My reconnaissance was quite successful.
You saw him sleeping and you learned nothing.
I learned his history.
You learn how much more happy and comfortable than you he is.
Well, that's because I'm dead. Because he bested me. Anyway, Titus.
Well played.
Of course he's comfortable if that happened. Titus. You have not said what you have accomplished. Oh wait, you did.
I just wasn't
Yeah.
paying attention.
I was not paying attention. Someone else was talking to me.
It was nothing, just like you.
It's like, well, hold on, Shadow. You need to put down my friends.
I can tolerate you talking mad shit to me, but not to my compatriots. Have at you.
Yeah. So you're just like Tom. You're gonna fight for your friends.
Well,
What did Adam say you?
Like I just accomplished that. The voice in my head tried to kill my girlfriend.
oh, whoa,
That's
whoa.
not gonna hold up in court.
Whoa,
It'd be funny
whoa,
if
whoa there,
shadows could
son
talk
of
to each
Sam.
other.
Let's calm down. Tried to
Wait.
kill is an extreme term. I tried to help you become closer.
Is this the shadow or is that Tinia?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said this one. That's why
Yeah.
McCullen talks in a fake accent,
Yeah.
while your shadow talks in a much more. Let's just think about our actions first. This is getting tiring. So I would appreciate it if you didn't just go around spouting nonsense like that.
Well, we're both right. You tried to kill her,
I did not try to kill her.
or use my body to kill her. My powers.
No. You see, you're misconstruing what happened. You're misremembering it, in fact. What happened was I helped you get back into contact with her. Well, what else did you want? Why did you go there?
Booty call.
Lust. Just kidding. Not
No, man. That means I get to make a roll. Or
Did he really go there trying to get some nookie or like?
Is he what
I
she's
don't-
doing to check up on her?
Yeah, to reconnect, which I helped you do. And I am being treated like a criminal here. Quite frankly, I'm hurt.
You're hurt. I'm the one taking the damage.
No. You hurt yourself and me in the process.
So if I kill us, she'll be safe.
That's one way of looking at it.
I am holding us
Will
hostage.
you
man.
will you make the ultimate sacrifice, Adam?
I'm holding us hostage.
Adam, I don't think you actually have a weapon. Are you just doing this with your fist?
I'll end it all.
I
know the secret technique, death palm punch.
the 1-inch punch.
Death Reaper seal jutsu.
God damn it.
We will never escape the Naruto memes.
I mean, we didn't have any until tonight.
That is
Adam.
not true. Don't you lie to our faces.
Chad, it's on our YouTube battle, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it's better than, being that guy that sucked dick that one time.
I don't know how much better, but
I would
And
make
one
a
time-
point to say not.
And that one time will be remembered forever. Will never be
Clive, aren't you
forgotten.
going to Clive, aren't you going to reprimand your compatriot for just babbling to himself? Or do you just like wasting eternity?
I'm gonna choose to ignore that because then I'm doing the exact same thing that you were telling me to reprimand him for.
Oh, so you are just going to let this keep going?
You got all of eternity.
Perhaps out of spite.
All right. Well, while you guys
God damn
just
it,
talk to
Cool.
yourselves in the middle of the street, we will go to Xavier.
God damn it, Cool Whip.
I'm not gonna cross that line. Mostly because that's also me.
So, Xavier, you find yourself before the teeming masses at the courthouse, and there's all sorts of arguments going on around you that you can just pick up bits and pieces of. What would you like to do?
What are they arguing about?
Are traps gay?
The age-old question.
Traps themselves are not gay. It's gay to like traps if you know that they're traps.
So, around the courthouse, you can see two different types of people. There's just regular-looking wraiths, and you see those armored wraiths that patrol, which, by the way, I was fucking wrong, and I don't know what leaked into my subconscious. Legionnaires do not wear lamellar armor, they wear plate. So, there's wraiths and plate mails sort of patrolling with their relic weapons, and they don't really say much, but the ones that are standing around actually having the debates and the arguments, they sound almost like lawyers, like debating legal cases and debating guilt or innocence, debating the veracity of certain articles of evidence.
Are traps gay? No! Alright,
You hear the word magistrate floating around a lot.
My lord!
my lord.
Also, Adam, you're
Yeah.
in shadow mode.
Yeah.
You're in defense mode. Well, actually, he's in defense mode. You're in attack mode.
I lay down a card face down and end my turn.
And that's where we really find out about the trap card. We're idiots.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go deeper into the registration. Are there signs?
Damn it!
So, keeping in mind that this is like a living building, the place where the quick congregate, there wouldn't be signs specifically demarcated for wraiths. However, you are eventually able to find your way through winding corridors and closed rooms, and maybe you even ask, somebody once or twice, and you get directed to this room with a whole bunch of windows. You know what I mean? Like, I almost want to call them kiosks, but there's people situated at window A, window B, window C, and just these winding lines that bifurcate the room in several different angles.
This is some pretty strange architecture.
No, lines of people.
Oh,
Sorry.
I guess I'll get into the shortest one.
Okay, so you're standing behind this shabbily dressed figure in a tattered black robe, and right next to him is what basically looks like a young street punk, right? And his midsection is almost completely flat as a board, the exact width of a tire. And they just sort of like whisper to each other, and the young street punk is looking around and he's confused, amazed, taking it all in, maybe even a little scared. The shabbily dressed figure in the robe just leans over every once in a while, giving very terse replies.
Hey, you should devour that kid, man. This looks like he's around to like he.
What
What
the
is
fuck,
happening?
Spirit?
That motherfucker looks tasty.
Yeah.
Nom noms. Remind him of a chicken nugger.
The Nuggers.
Oh, Cool Imp wins. He's got Exodia.
Yep.
That's what I said damn it for earlier.
Oh.
I guess
I like that.
I'll ask. Just poke my head over and say, "Are you alright, sir?"
You're asking the young punk.
Yeah.
Uh, fuck no, man. I'm dead, I guess. Man, I don't need. Last time I came here was to pay a parking ticket.
I don't believe that.
Are you saying the afterlife is just the DMV?
I mean, the book does
Or
list
is it all-
Beetlejuice as a reference, so
It might be in the player's guide.
actually, I think that's where the references are. Never mind.
I'll say, well,
You probably
how
didn't pay
long
your
does this
taxes.
usually take?
He's like, man, I don't know. This is my first time here. Ask this dusty old fucker. And the guy in the black robe just kind of turns, looks at you, waves his hand at the line, and as he does so, somebody walks out of the head of the line. He seems to be inspecting some sort of bauble that he was given, and just sort of leaves as the next person steps up.
Oh, okay. How many people are in front of me?
A bubble.
Chaz, Beetlejuice is the second listed reference after the crow.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't just not list the crow.
Wait, that weird like movie?
10.
10 people in front of me. Oh, okay.
And
Guess this is gonna be a while.
you can see that quite a few of them are actually in pairs, standing in line. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody who's just there by themselves, but it seems to be the vast exception rather than the norm.
That's weird.
Some people are paired up with Legionnaires. Some people are paired up with, nerdy-looking accountant types, like the guy that brought you here. It basically runs the gamut of all kind of people.
I'll ask the not punk in front of me, the dusty old fucker.
Should you try
Why
taking
they
on the
were paired up.
Legionnaires? See how tough they are.
See how tough they are. No, Shadow, they're keeping order. Why would I want to ruin that?
I too enjoy the crow cool imp.
As do I.
I've never watched it. I've heard a synopsis of it, and it seemed kind of weird to me, in all honesty.
I love
died.
it.
The comic
Yeah, I
book is
know.
weirder. I love the comic book too, though.
I've never actually read the comic book, and I do. That's on my bucket list. That
Yeah.
and Neil Gaiman.
He also died in the movie.
I mean, I remember Ghost Rider and Spawn.
Oh man, fucking Nicolas Cage doing his crazy face to turn into Ghost Rider.
So the old guy, sort of like, as you ask him, he sort of leans in and says, "How did you emerge from your call, Infant? Was there no one who pulled you free?"
No, I just kind of popped in.
Oh man, you're like Jesus.
You know, I'm
Congrats.
something of a messiah myself.
Typically, when we find those still trapped within their call, we try to free them. If the person that frees them is beneficent, they will bring them here. If they are not, they are taken to slavers of the Soul Forge. I suppose since you are here, you can be counted among the luckier ones.
I suppose so. Why so many different classes of people? I see not everyone's paired up with a singular type.
Depends on who finds them, I suppose. Then again, there's, some of them are no doubt legionnaires, asked to escort them to this place by their Anacreon. There is great prestige, or should I say esteem, given to those who do recruiting on behalf of the legions here.
And his palms start bleeding, says Mazzy Charizard. I don't know what that means.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
it's
But
the
hello.
Jesus.
It's the Jesus reference.
Yeah, the Jesus. Yeah.
Oh. We're all
Ah,
Jesus loving people, clearly.
What,
how
what
does
are we going to title this episode? Something about a lolly harem? What?
Oh.
Bring it
He's a
back.
kind of lolly here.
Harem.
I'll say, how does one get assigned to a legion? Do they just pick you up, take you?
It to be loved to get picked by a legion.
Now that's a different question and not altogether uncomplex. How did you die, friend, if I may be so bold as to ask?
I don't know.
Suicide. Suicide.
The voice in my head tells me suicide. I don't trust it though.
It's mean.
So the Anacreons, you can almost think of them as... What would be the most appropriate analogy? Congressmen of the dead? Each one representing a certain class, a certain way of dying. Now, sometimes one will die in such a way that two such Anacreons will wish to claim them. For instance, if unbeknownst to you, you were the victim of a murder, then perhaps the Anacreon of the Legion of Paupers and the Anacreon of the Legion of Grimm would dispute for your soul, and they would call in a third party, the Mistress
But-
of Fate.
They know, correct? Even if I don't know myself.
Not quite. You are not possessed of the fatalism power, are you?
Somebody that I came across earlier believed me to have such a power.
Interesting. Then you may be able to see them. You see, long ago, the ferrymen, I hesitate to call them wardens, but such an appellation is not entirely unwarranted, discovered that when certain people die in certain ways, they are marked in such a way, almost like a birthmark, a death mark, if you will. The legions are divided by these death marks, and you yourself have one upon you, as do I, as do my young friend here, as do all these other unfortunate souls.
I'll look on my body and just say,
I don't know if there's actually a power that you need to activate to use it, or if you can just automatically see it.
death marks? I think fatalism gives me that passive power.
Okay.
Let me find out.
Hey guys, that was weird.
Yeah, he just kind of blinked out of existence for a second.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's went to the Shadow Realm. Went to the Shadow Realm after feeling cool wimp. Cool wimp.
Standard powers, 1, fatal vision. Oracle can read in death marks on wraiths and mortals.
Okay. So, where would you like your death mark to be?
The left buttocks.
Well, that would have to determine how I died, right? Something?
I don't know entirely. Because the death mark doesn't always cover, like, your, the way you died. Otherwise, I mean, Effie would be covered in them.
Oh,
Let's put my death mark right across my heart.
Okay. So
I
you
hope
look
you don't.
down, and
You are heartbroken.
what does it look like on your corpus? Is it like a tattoo? Is it raised a bit? Is it carved in?
tattoo, tramp stamp.
It is probably carved in.
Okay, so there's a recession in your chest over where your heart is. And it looks rather like an X or two overlapping V's, with the twirl of a ribbon in the shape almost of a question mark sort of fluttering around the arms of the V's.
I'll describe it to him, just like, the hell's this?
Well, that would be the death mark of those who die to mysterious circumstances. I.e., that would make you a dead ringer for the Legion of Paupers. Now, that doesn't mean you have to join, but you are eligible.
I'll weigh my options. We'll see what the appraisal is
The appraisal, I'm afraid I don't understand.
when I register. Or do I have to pick right then and there? I don't know how this works.
I do believe, I see what you're... Are they personal? That's interesting. I have to do more background reading. Like I said, third session we've ever played. Let's see. I do believe it's a matter of either you can join your legion or you can't. Like, you don't have to be a legionnaire, but if you do become a legionnaire, you serve under the Anacreon that would represent you via your method of death, is my understanding of it.
Okay.
But joining is still optional. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more of that up. Apologies. So, yes, you have your death mark over your heart. Is that the end of the conversation, or do you wish to continue?
That's the end of that conversation. I'll
Okay.
just wait in line.
He's fulfilled his purpose, now devour him.
Man, your shadow don't fuck around.
Seriously, my shadow's going hard. Like, damn, dude.
Just kill people. Just kill people.
Fuck, kill 'em.
Your shadow's a
Shadow,
bitch.
Shadow, how do I just eat people?
Any-
You know more than me?
Open
don't
your
lie to
mouth.
me. I'll know when you're lying.
You just have to chop them up into pieces.
That's
Figuratively.
incredibly inefficient, Shadow.
He would know, having chopped people up into little pieces before.
You should know this.
All right, Mr. Dumas. So,
I'm back.
I do believe that as the actions have transpired, it's rather late at night at this point. So you get back to the old neighborhood, the old crumbling buildings looking even more dilapidated than they did before. The streetlights broken and busted out in some places, where before they might be sketchy and unreliable, flickering and suddenly throwing areas into pools of darkness where those that would prey on their fellow man might hide. Now it's all but sparse islands of light. What do you feel being back here? What do you feel knowing what this neighborhood is and the sort of people that live in it? And
I kind of look around and see the dilapidated. I'm like, shit has not changed as I make my way towards my house.
Making his way downtown.
you get to the house. It
Or
is
trying not to feel anything.
okay. You get to the house, passing quite easily through the door as it does not obstruct you, or does it? I don't know. We'll say you can get through the door, no problem. Well, no, it's a wall. If it's a wall, you have to spend corpus for it. So are you going to actually enter your old apartment?
Oh, I'm going to not my apartment. I'm going to my parents' house.
Right. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Okay. So you spend your point of corpus and face through the wall? Is that what's happening?
Sure.
So you get there. It is quite dark. There's not a single light on. How many of your siblings still live with your mother? You had 2 younger siblings, right?
Yes. We'll say both the younger ones.
Okay. So, they're asleep for the night. Your mother, working long hours to pay the bills, is probably also asleep. Are your mother and father still together?
Contemptuously.
Ah, I thought your father died of a heart attack, but I might have made that up.
No, I do not remember stating that.
I hesitate to do something in this situation as the lover archetype.
Mazzy Chardzar says that Miles Shadow is metal as fuck. And Coolimp says the book is vague, but he's always seen it done as a personal reflection of their own death. I'm just gonna have to research it, dude. I don't know one way or the other. I can admit that. So yes, the house is deadly quiet, quiet as the grave, and you should know. It's hard to tell whether the dilapidation in the house is the mask of the Shadowlands, or if the house really has fallen into this bad disrepair. There's cracks that run down the wall, and the paint is peeling. The tiles seem broken and displaced. Everything just seems to rot right where it stands. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to ignore it and make my way to the attic where my mom keeps her records and her old music stuff.
Xavier or the Shadow, anything to contribute?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So, I'll be nice. I will say that the door to their bedroom is cracked open, and you can slip inside.
Slip and slide?
You can hear the heavy of your father as he exhales in his sleep. Your mother drawing much more fainter, not quite as heavy breaths. You can see your mother's guitar has unfortunately gathered dust on its stand in the corner. You're not quite sure when she's had time to play it last. You can see just the piles of things that used to adorn her dressers, her jewelry boxes, nigh empty. Having to pawn God knows how much more just to make ends meet for another day. What do you do?
I'm gonna look for where the records are. I have Wraith grasp, so I can kind of pick them up and move them, but I can't fling anything around.
Sure. So she's got a footlocker that she sort of keeps in her music corner near the guitar, near her posters in one corner of the room. And so you pop open the trunk, and you start looking through the albums, being very delicate, for some of these are quite old. You sort of drags you down a little bit because there's not as many as there used to be. But you start picking through, and you can't find a Nick Stardust.
There was a pamphlet.
Yes, you did see a flyer.
Would I be able to look inside the album casings?
Sure, if you can pick them up and move them, you can pick them up and move it.
Pick
Okay,
things up and put them down.
that's what I'm doing.
No, I'm not gonna tell him to just kill his family.
It's kind of.
You're gonna make him do it.
It's kind of.
I'm gonna make it.
Ralph it.
Xavier, Cool Imp says, "Damn, you know you wanted to catch them fucking."
Do it. Do it. Say it.
That's pretty gross.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's why you want to make him a terrible person. Just like the Will of Darkness dictates he should
Oh,
be.
so we're going with the Freudian psychology. Like, secretly, you wanted to see your mother naked and fuck her. Don't deny it.
Will of Darkness.
World of Darkness for Freudian psychology is the psychology.
Do you only want it by that?
You know when you were a baby you liked pooping because you liked butt stuff? That's why you're gay now. You never grew out of it.
Fucking Freud.
So yeah, you're looking inside the records. Where would that pamphlet have been? Give me Wits. Investigation.
Oh boy.
Do you
I'm not
want
trained
some
in
dice?
investigation.
You want just one player to control the shadows, Imp? I feel the whole reason I suggested Wraith was to give these guys an excuse to fuck with each other more than they already do. Now
mean,
I'm starting to see it. I might have made a terrible mistake because it just launches into fucking tangents.
I told you.
I only have.
Now we all are Carla
Nothing's gonna
Martina.
get done.
I am not trained in investigation, so that subtract 1 die.
I believe so.
Is my shadow offering me 2 dice?
I mean, I'll offer you as many dice as you want.
I'll take those 2 dice.
Well, I mean, I think I roll the other ones, right?
Oh,
You could if you want. If
That's fine.
that might make it easier.
To
If
figure out which one is.
yeah, which one's the shadow die?
He
So-
got the successes, anyways.
Okay. You don't find them in the records. You remember the pamphlet being folded up and tucked at the bottom of one of her jewelry boxes somewhere.
well, I'm gonna go look in there then.
Okay. So you sort of flip it open, and again, the thing is almost empty. There's a string of dusty fake pearls and not much else. And as you lift the little velvet bottom out, you see, tucked under the bottom is this little folded up scrap of paper. And it's very yellowed with time, and you can see that the
With PP.
printing quality has not aged terribly well.
Kind of squinting to look at it.
I mean, you can absolutely pick it up and unfold it.
That's what I'm doing.
And it is a flyer for the Creme de la Creme Club. And there's names Nikki Stardust. There's... I don't know who else was singing in the 50s.
I don't know. What's his name? Howlin' Wolf?
Sure. So there's a whole... but Nick Stardust is not the opening... He's not the headliner. He's in the list of openers. But you do find his name, you do find the Creme de la Creme Club, and you find an address for it.
Okay.
Which
I'm
is...
gonna memorize the address.
Sure, I'll give it to you. I don't know off the top of my head where it's located. I want to say it was downtown, but I honestly couldn't remember.
Okay. Now I'm gonna put everything back the way I found it.
Right.
But before I leave, I'm gonna kind of use Outrage 2 to just kind of tap the frets on the guitar to just kind of mime out a little melody my mom used to play.
Okay. All right. Let's see. When in doubt, roll a die and pretend it means something.
They wake up. Scared
Um,
shitless. Little did you know, your family was a family of exorcists.
I'll tell you what, because I think it could be a touching scene. So your mom actually, like, raises her head off the pillow and starts looking around in the darkness a little bit. What would you like to do? What would your shadow like to do?
I'm gonna play the closing bit of the melody, like the little last bit.
Okay.
Probably a lullaby that she would have sang or something.
The hell does Shadow Call do?
Shadow Call, I believe, lets you summon specters if you're near a Nile.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Well, he's
do
not
it.
near a Nile.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
believe
near
that's
one.
what it is. Hang on, I'll double check.
You should do it anyway. Summon a specter right here, right now. Do it for the lulz.
My whole family gets devoured.
Shadow Play, Shadow Life,
Do it for the
Devil's
content.
Dare, Shadow Familiar.
I made 171 Chaz.
Thank you, friend. Yeah, summons nearby specters. Thorn can only be used when the Wraith is in the Tempest or standing at the mouth of a nigh hill. It's basically how Jack the Magical Cat managed to summon those 4 fuckers to fight you guys.
Fuck that cat, man.
Oh, now we know the cat's full name. It's Jack the Magical Cat.
I was thinking Sinatra, Mozzie
Uh,
Chartzar. I wasn't sure if he was 20s or not.
No,
I-
yeah, Frank Sinatra Sr. was born in the 30s, 40s, and then so yeah, he would have. No, when was he born?
Don't
Go
know.
Google.
Okay, Adam, fuck you, bitch ass Shadow.
Hey, he's metal as fuck.
So 1915. So he would have had a career. Yeah.
Around the 50s. Okay. He might be on the bill.
I mean, he still played pretty well into his life.
Yeah, he played fucking forever.
And
He
just
played longer
hanging
than
out,
his son.
and hanging out with the mob.
What are you gonna do?
So she's honestly looking kind of scared. And there's a blaze of different emotions in her eyes. Scared, hopeful, confused, very confused, uncertainty, like maybe I'm still dreaming, and she's sort of like rubbing her eyes and shaking her head.
Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and leave her this time.
And
Shouldn't
as
bother her out of her sleep.
we have a follower, I don't know who it was because I didn't have OBS up.
Yeah.
Von Morrison of WoW. Alliance or Horde, Von Morrison? It matters. No, it doesn't. I stopped caring about that years ago. So,
Do it.
as you get to the door of the bedroom, she just sort of like whispers out to no one in particular. Francis?
I'll tap one more note on the guitar.
Oh no.
Come on, Shadow. What are you doing here? This is golden material to work with.
There's like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Talk to your parents. Tell them like what, without being overtly, you know. I could just be the fucking kill your parents, but that's not what I want to do. It's not quite fitting with the archetype, the kind of shadow
Incestuous.
that he's picked.
Incestuous.
I am his lover, so if anything, I'd want him to myself.
Then break the guitar.
She is at this point gonna like stand up and like run. Like she'll flick on the light and run over to her guitar and start yelling for your father to come over, who sort of wakes up in a
Oh, now
gruff.
you done it. What are you gonna do? Tell them you're dead? Do they know that you're dead?
Probably. Probably wasn't a pretty funeral. That was
Yeah, I'm
pretty messed
assuming
up.
it was closed casket.
Why did they come out of the? They come out of the class kit eventually. Hope anyone got the joke.
Hello, Northeast, Northwest. How are you doing? The reason
Funny
I didn't bother
Western.
reading that out is because since he's a ghost, I don't think they can actually see him. He can see them, they can't see him.
What do you intend to do? What do you gain out of this communication with your parents?
So your mother is basically frantic. Look, the guitar string's moving. I swear it's moving. And your father is just like side eyeing her and, woman, I have work in the morning. And
Do
turning
it
over.
again.
And
Stone
then
fist
he
punch.
proceeds to beat her.
I shouldn't laugh at that. I'm a bad person.
If I had
Domestic
that would be a funny
abuse is
moment.
not funny.
It would have been a funny moment to stone fist punch my dad. I'm like, that. No, he's not. Just pow. No.
Is that you, kid? You think you can take on your own man?
We are all horrible people, Cool Imp. We all are. I'm gonna go ahead and leave before I bother my ma anymore.
Okay. That is basically how you leave her, gazing in wonderment at her own guitar as tears start streaming down her face, and she just sort of like grabs the guitar and holds it close to her.
Did you just emotionally cuck your mother?
No, I made sure she remembers that guitar is important because it's one of my fetters.
Oh, now we got Mazzy joining in on being the communal shadow.
That's really good too. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I will get the widget. I promise. Top of the to-do list.
Top of the to-do list.
Okay.
Well, I have a club to head to.
All right. That means Adam and Tom.
Hmm?
When last we left our heroes, you were talking to yourselves in the middle of the street.
Fucking weirdos.
You're a weirdo.
I'm not your shadow.
No, but Adam's yours, so that makes you a weirdo too.
That's true. Adam, everything I say is really your fault.
Well,
Everything.
except for the Loli thing, the Loli harem, that was your thing.
Freudian slip.
Yeah. That was all you, buddy.
Checkmate.
So what you guys gonna do?
Anise, have you seen a whore lately?
Not recently, no.
And then his shadow says, "Yeah."
Yeah, you did.
You just came from her house.
Like, whoa, Shadow, you wanna go?
I'll fight you, bro.
I'll fight.
Does that make you angry?
No, it's like. Oh.
Someone calling your girlfriend a whore doesn't make you angry? What kind of fucking beta male are you?
Come on, John. You can't be with your girl anymore. Reconnect with him. Blow him. Feel anything at all.
Just suck his dick.
No.
Oh. Twitch
You
chat is
try
my
to-
waifu.
Until you do it.
His shadow is Carlo.
Oh, no.
I want to see that crossover where Carlo Martino summons John Titus and they both get incinerated by Hobo Mo.
The ultimate crossover.
Hang on, you gotta work as a werewolf and maiden.
I
Or no, as
read
maiden.
your mind. Why are there two of
As
you in
demon.
there?
He said, looking at the mirror, and then he turns to the wraith.
Okay.
Well, go on now.
Why you asking about this whore?
Because I witnessed her do something rather promiscuous.
Hey man, box, you gotta know those big words, man.
Unscrupulous.
You saw her suck a dick?
Or were you confused by whore? Hooker, then.
Prostitute.
Lady of
Strumpet.
the night.
I know what the lady of the night is, man, but what is those other word?
You heard the one that wasn't actually said by.
Adam, I just want you to realize that his character has one intellect.
But
You're technically smarter than
but
Clive.
he's also British, so it's like a weird accent.
He's also British. That's not incorrect.
He's got
No,
it.
no, that absolutely is. He was adopted.
He's got British, whatever that is.
There was a lot in that fucking sentence, Cool Imp.
uh,
Well, Mr. Titus, why don't you just send Clive over to your girlfriend's house? Maybe he'll run into someone who has testicles there.
no, I'll never.
No.
No.
No, the safe word is always Gorgonzola.
I thought it was Spice Girls.
The safe word is not Spice Girls.
That's
The
the
safe word.
password.
The safe word is harder.
The safe
All right,
word is
perception
stop.
streetwise, both you guys.
As we accomplish nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, you gave us this power. This is your fault.
Most
how you
things
do it.
are. I think I actually died, and caffeinated conquest is my Faustian punishment.
Okay, wait. So perception, what?
Streetwise,
Damn it! I don't have streetwise.
minus one die.
Not alertness or awareness.
Okay, go ahead and use alertness. Fuck it.
Hey Shadow, you want to give him dice so we can move the story forward?
No. He doesn't want to accept my power.
My overwhelming power.
I got you.
I got 2 as well.
And 2 1s. So Clive doesn't actually see anything.
Well, I mean, that tells you how many successes I got subtracted from how many. Oh, wait, what? Oh, -1 success and 1 success. Okay. That was not clear at all.
So you have 0 successes?
So,
Yep.
Adam, over Clive's shoulder, you can actually see Holly Underwood sashaying as she emerges from an alleyway.
Look, behind you.
Wiping ectoplasm from her mouth.
Just-
And then you see Carlo Martino walk from the same alley doing the same thing.
I tried crying to my cousin, but I'm a ghost now, so he just wards me away.
You want to use me as a fetter?
Oh, dude, it'd be so awesome if, like, your cousin died, and you got him. You got his fetter.
His fetter was all the other feathers he took.
And you still cry to him. And he can't say no.
I guess I'll turn around.
Is that somebody's dog?
Adam.
Who is now gone.
No. He's there. He knows what he did.
I like how in every session so far, one member of his family has chimed in, human or otherwise.
Does he still have his bird?
You had a bird?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember it now.
I don't know if it's dead, though.
Probably.
Birds can live a while, but I don't know how old that bird was.
Okay, so John Titus is suddenly transfixed on her beauty. Clive, what would you like to do?
You're just like, what are you staring at? Oh.
Or he could just be standing mouth agape because he's a boxer and got hit one too many times. You're not sure.
He's talking to his shadow like a weirdo. Well, he
There
did
he
say
is.
behind me, so I'll look behind me, notice
The whore.
the whore, and I will exclaim as such.
Whore! I have
Whore!
need of your services.
Come to me.
You know, I have to imagine that even a prostitute wouldn't appreciate being called a whore directly to her face.
It depends on how well they know what they're about.
Does she know what she's about? She's just like, yeah, I suck dick and making more money than you.
I mean, all that.
I
The
assume
human
Clive cannot remember what her name is. It was like
Oh, Miss Underwood.
you were
Let's
that.
use the British humor.
Still not British.
I don't know that.
So she sort of like looks at you. I suppose I've made an impression, one way or the other.
You've impressed him, I guess. Tell me,
Tell me about the hobo you took care of.
Wait, what? This again? I already explained to your friend. I don't even know puppetry. It
I
wasn't
don't
me.
know what you're talking about, but I witnessed you do it. With my own 2 eyes. You cannot lie to me.
But don't you already know that people cannot look like that? So how can you trust your eyes?
You
Ask her which
you
one
bring
is
up
her
a good
Spice Girl.
point, but you're not here.
Ask her Spice Girl.
What's your spice called? Spice what? I'll have to kill her.
I'll pull out my sword.
So what are you guys gonna do as you're talking to this whore?
Like, what do you mean you've already been asked this, or you've already gone through this?
I just
Okay.
told your friend. What was his name? Frankie?
She doesn't talk so nicely about me when I'm not around.
Also, do we know each other's names?
Huh. Wait, I did refer to Francis's name at some point, incorrectly, of course, and got corrected, and then I recorrected him. I do remember that.
I would argue, Coolimp, that the World of Darkness is supposed to be a dark exploration of one's personal issues regardless, but we just take it in weird directions. Any game with Chaz and them, let's get Adam to blow someone. I mean, you don't have to get him to do anything.
All you have to do is tell him one thing, and he'll do it on his own. It's pretty amazing.
Just put some peanut butter.
I already told your friend, I don't have the means to take control of somebody like that.
Then how do you operate?
With her mouth.
What are you talking about?
Your profession. Do you not take pride in your work?
My profession?
You are a lady of the night, are you not?
Oh, I see. Ha ha. I suppose I should have expected this from being called whore in the street. Do you have a reason you have need of me for some reason, or can I go on about my day? Night.
Can I go about whoring about?
I don't understand why you feel so insulted, but I've already stated my business.
And I told you it wasn't me.
Are you saying someone is masquerading as you?
I suppose that would have to be a given, wouldn't it?
And yet you are not so bewildered by this.
Like, hey man, if anybody's gonna try to be a body, it should be this one.
I told you I've heard all this before.
Then you should know what to say.
Go ask your friend. I don't have any friends. The shadow tells me every time.
And I already told you what I told him. I do not possess the ability to control a homeless man and place him in traffic.
Then who does? Point me in the correct direction, then.
Oof.
Not me. By the way, this is how I mute it. Anyone with the ability of puppetry. Anyone. Literally anyone. There's hundreds of people that could do it. In Atlanta alone.
Are you one of them? Can we see your character sheet? Just kidding.
Can we see your stats? What Arkanoid do you have? What's your shadow? Is your shadow the parent? Is it disappointed in you for sucking so much dick?
Her shadow actually is the parent, so
Yeah.
good one.
Honey, please stop. You're gonna make me cry.
So this is me vamping and telling her what power she actually has.
Bam.
Can't do that. Oh, I just looked at my character sheet. I indeed can do that. I'm sorry I lied to you.
Freudian slip.
She says, "Look, I don't know why I'm standing here being insulted. I already said what I needed to say. I've said it to you again, and you clearly don't understand. I don't need to take this from you or anyone else." And at that point, she just sort of disappears. What do you
Why
do?
was you so insulted? What did you say to her, Titus?
Wow, Mazzy, did you just quote, was it, or fucking, oh, what was that song by Shaggy, 1998? Was it literally just called It Wasn't Me? I don't know. I used to listen to that a lot when I was a kid, so.
Like, Zoink Scoob.
Yes, that's Shaggy. Yeah, what do you guys do?
You should learn to be more respectful to women.
Yeah, the song's just called
Hey.
It Wasn't Me.
Hey man, I have a girlfriend, man. I know how to treat women. What do you want to
Adam?
sword? Yeah.
Bo Morrison of WoW wants to know if you invented your own Spice Girl BJ Spice.
I'm pretty sure that's in the not Spice Girls collection.
It's in the DLC. Spice Girls.
The DLC?
Yeah. You have to buy all the
DLC
CDs.
for bands?
You have to buy all the CDs, and then you get a little coupon code.
Fucking AKB48.
Yeah.
It's like, you only get this many girls with this one.
That's fucking impressive. 2 hours? Straight?
That is fucking impressive. Apparently, you viewers on YouTube, Coolimp has spoken to a manager for 2 hours in Bon Jovi lyrics only.
I think the weirdest thing I've managed to do equal to that is go an entire night's worth of conversation only replying in haikus. It was not easy. And
That's
I had to
pretty
take a
weepy.
long- I had to take a long time between everything to think out exactly what I was going to say.
Did you reveal it at the end of the night?
No, it's pretty obvious.
Oh.
And no one was impressed. Just
Thankfully, it was
annoyed.
only one person who I was trying to annoy.
Vaughn, look at our game. You can't troll us. It's impossible.
We troll ourselves.
We're just gonna do it worse.
It's true, we do troll ourselves.
But just give us suggestions, though.
One day we're gonna swat ourselves.
Please don't. I assume that would have to be me.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. We're at him.
Where would we swat Adam? Besides that, it's funny.
That's exactly why.
We should go on record saying swatting is not funny.
Swatting is definitely not funny. It is super shitty.
It absolutely is.
And if anybody ever did that, I'd find you. And you will definitely not get
Would
swatted.
you scalp them?
I think I'd have a right to.
Invoke the rights of your ancestors.
Have a right to scalp the man that swatted me. Or woman. Or child.
All right, so John and Clive, I ask you again what you were doing.
I guess we gotta find our friends or comrades, whatever they are.
Yes, the whore wasn't very forthcoming with her information, as she stated that Mr. Frankie.
Frank Sinatra. He's
has
dead
the
right now.
information we seek. Now, where is Frankie?
Knowing him, he's probably at a music place.
That's one way you could have taken it. I'm glad you went there.
Oh. All right. Well, while you guys mull it over,
Oh, I have no idea how to find Francis.
Yeah.
so Xavier,
Yes.
you sort of get to the front of the line, and behind the window
Finally.
is this sort of squat, rotund woman with sort of a hairdo that can only be described as an afro in training. And she takes a drag on a cigarette that immediately is expulsed by this tracheotomy hole in her throat. Next!
You should advise her not to smoke. It's bad for her health.
Smoking will kill you, you know. That is what I say.
You afraid of lung cancer?
Not anymore, I guess.
She sort of pulls out a clipboard. Name?
Miles Bryce.
Cause of death?
Unknown.
To be determined.
Do you, to the best of your knowledge, have any other anacreons laying claim to your soul, person, or relics?
I don't believe so.
She's scribbling on a clipboard. Do you have any haunts that you would like to declare? Please note that possession of a haunt unregistered with the hierarchy is grounds for soul forging.
I don't think I have a haunt.
Yada yada yada. Mail. Scribble, scribble. Pencil scratches. She flips up a page on the clipboard.
Did you just assume his gender?
Didn't even ask.
I mean,
I was,
it's 1994. That wasn't really a thing back then.
was born before, 2010. I'll own up to it. I like having a penis.
How dare you? You are oppressing so many people by having that.
Gosh. Okay. So, she sort of like clears her throat, which sounds like just hawking up a huge loogie. I, Charon, Emperor of Stygia, by the power of the words of the Lady of Fate, do hereby set these laws down that they may serve to bring order between this world and the former. That no wraith, under any circumstances, for any reason, is to penetrate the barrier that divideth the land of the dead from the land of the quick, to engage in congress with those that have not yet passed over, or to speak to the quick of events yet to come, or in any way, shape, or form harass, threaten, injure, or otherwise compel those in the land of the quick to do the bidding of those of the land of the dead, or impart upon those in the land of the quick any desire or compunction to take a life, be it their own or that of another, In order to effect a passing over of one or more the land of the dead, be they friend, foe, parent, child, or lover. Do you understand these rights as they have been read to you?
Jesus Christ.
I didn't agree to this.
So, don't mess with the living.
Ask her to repeat.
It's like, I mashed A. You're gonna have to repeat that.
She absolutely will, but that kind of fucks with my throat. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll say, oh, I understand.
Like, you're signing your life away there. You gotta be freedom.
Do you, as a future member of the hierarchy, agree to acknowledge the laws and governing bodies of Stygia as appointed the leaders of this necropolis in exchange for the protection afforded to you?
I do?
You sound like you're getting married.
Man and wife.
You gonna marry this broad or what?
We accept on this day, 14th of August 1994, your oath of loyalty to Stygia. Here's your coin, and she sort of like out of a drawer pulls this like Civil War, looks almost like a $50, and it would actually be worth a fairly pretty penny to a collector in the Skinlands. This will be used as your identification as a citizen of the hierarchy, should it be required. Do not lose it.
Okay.
Do you have any questions at this time?
What do I do from here?
That is up to you, sir. If you seek gainful employment, the Anacreon of the Legion of Paupers is always hiring.
Is there a job fair for legions?
You just talk to us, sir.
Very well. I will go seek gainful employment.
She's back at the train station. You know the train station? That one.
I don't know where the train station is.
It's actually where you met the nerd.
Oh, okay. That train station.
So you're actually backtracking pretty hard.
Okay. Ah!
Backtracking
Quest completed.
bad.
Next! Expelling this thick plume of smoke.
I was just like, well, I got a coin now. I'm considered part of the hierarchy. Now I can start getting. And now I can start
Included-
getting points with the Adventurers Guild.
So what do you do at this point?
Oh, I guess I'm gonna head back.
Okay. Would you please give me a D100 roll?
Woo!
All right. As you are sort of exiting the building, this one of the huge doors sort of slides open, and from the courtroom within exits this procession, and the vast majority of them are armored legionnaires hefting their soul-forged weapons. In the center of them is what appears to be, on one side is an older-looking gentleman with thinning red and gray hair, dressed in a crimson cloak that all but masks his features. Beside him is some sort of imposing figure that must be fairly powerful, and you get the feeling that the procession of knights are actually protecting this guy and not so much the dude in the cloak. He's got these flowing robes on, a soul steel mask with sort of embellishments and flair that sort of pop up out of it. He carries a scythe and wears these chains around his neck that look more ornamentation than binding.
Chaz, can I use the trick of the light?
To
Like,
do what?
Like instead of seeing like the guy in the robes, you see his daughter.
Okay. How does that work?
Like it's like it just says like, it's just affected all his senses pretty much, but
What page is it on? Was it 171?
it's on 172.
I was close. 3 points. By using this thorn, subtly alters the psyche's perception of the scene when thorn is invoked. At the cost of 1 temporary angst per scene, the shadow guide should inform the storyteller exactly what the wraith perceives. Storyteller then relays this trick to the player. Sure. So if you want to spend a point of temporary angst, you absolutely may. And do you want to? Which one do you want to turn into his daughter? The one holding the scythe or the one beside him?
The one holding the scythe. And then, well, actually, like the wife and then his daughter.
Okay, sorry, I'm a little late to the chat. Hey there, John. You just found yourself a new girlfriend with a 4th hole. I get it. Change? No. Apparently, in the setting of Wraith, you can wear chains as a sign of office as well as a sign of slavery. So which one are you turning into his daughter?
The one in the robe, the red robe. The
Okay.
daughter, the one with the scythe is the wife.
Oh, you're gonna. Okay. So you see a legion of knights basically escorting your family out of the courthouse. One of which is living, one of which is dead. Interesting angle to go there, Shadow. His wife died years ago. His daughter is still living. If you wish to amend your thorn there.
Yeah.
Do you choose to do this?
I choose to do this.
No, or do you choose to amend it in some way?
No, don't do it. Keep it the way it is. Watch him squirm.
You can't be his shadow if he's a shadow.
But he's my shadow.
I'm just listening to Cool Imp. He's my shadow.
Yo, dog, I heard you like shadows. I'll leave it like
Alright.
that.
Okay, then that is what you see. Your wife and daughter surrounded by military, getting walked out of a courtroom.
I'll run up to them. And what's my wife's name? Let's make it Eleanor.
Eleanor?
Eleanor.
You call her Leo.
All right, as you run forward, the soldiers will sort of cross pikes and attempt to force you back. Now, what does he hear them say, Adam?
They're marched for Soul Forge.
No. The two in the center.
Oh.
Oh, the two in the center? It's too late, Dad. We're already dead.
Said his wife.
I know.
Like, yeah, they're dead. That's why they're here.
One of the guards that's sort of threatening you with the pike. Stay back! Present your identification!
Coin.
He sort of takes the coin, inspects it a bit, gives it one of these.
Ooh, save us.
Now,
Help.
what you actually hear, Adam, is the guy with the scythe sort of starts waving down the soldiers. And Xavier, you'll see the soldiers back off.
From my wife.
Well, from you.
Oh.
And Adam, you hear the man with the scythe say in a very refined southern drawl, do forgive them. There is a bit of a rogue element in this city that would like nothing more than to cast our fair courthouse into the depths of the Oblivion itself. How can I help you there, Enfant? And he hears,
Save us. Break the chains.
So this,
Says
Kill
cool.
the guards.
I'm not gonna
Kill the guards. Metal as fuck.
Yeah.
take Coolum's or his idea. I can't. Yeah.
So what do you do,
What does he
Xavier?
do?
Wait, what? Oh, he actually said something?
Yeah, like kill the gods. Let us free.
I know that voice.
It's me.
You almost had me, Shadow. But you slipped up telling me to just kill people.
That's how I know it's you.
Like he'll just be talking to somebody and you're out in conversation, and they're like, by the way, you should kill everybody, and you're like, damn it, Shadow. Again.
I'll,
Like, you got me again. Like,
Wow, you're getting smart.
like,
I'll,
I've
I'll,
already-
I'll,
I've
I'll
already
look
picked
at
the
the
word-
thing that looks like my wife, and I'll say, "Who are you? You remind me very much of my wife."
I was like, well, that's a new one.
It's like that's very strange.
So they're quite taken aback, and they sort of like look at each other, and
I've always thought I was pretty.
sir, you must be mistaken. And he hears.
Don't kill everyone.
Perhaps not kill them.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay, cool. I'm taking this one to 11.
They want us to give them a Martino.
Those animals.
They're taking this to the Soul Forge. Help us free. Papa.
Pap.
Pip pop.
Ah, she never called me that.
But I have
You
all your
only call me
memories.
Daddy at night.
Who are you, wife? You remind
I'm
me of my
talking
wife.
about your wife. What's wrong with you?
Uh,
What does he hear, Adam?
and like, they're taking us to the Soul Forge. Set us free.
I know what that does, right?
Yes. You know from your encounter with Willie and Jomo that people get made into stuff down here.
Okay. I'll be sure to buy your stuff. No.
But you have no money, Dad.
Gee, thanks. I'll look at the thing that reminds me. It looks like my daughter. What do I want her name to be?
Eleanor,
Stella.
Let's go with Michaela.
you have a very strange naming convention for your family.
Eleanor, Michaela.
No, my character's name is not Xavier.
You know, yeah.
Sure, get on
Famous
this
person
train.
named Xavier that died at that time.
So Michaela Bryce is your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What about your wife?
Eleanor?
Eleanor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Eleanor Bryce. That sounds like a white Republican. Okay.
And Michaela, when did you die? What happened?
There was no one to support us
Someone broke
after you
in.
gone, after you left.
So you see what appears to be your wife, sort of like stand up fairly rigidly, and Adam will hear him say, "Sir, I do believe you are looking for the legions of the penitents. Do ask around, and I'm sure anyone here could direct you to them." And at this point, the procession will begin to go on the move again. What does he hear, Adam?
They're taking us away now, Dad. Help us.
I'll go up and like, damn it, I need answers.
After he just gave him answers.
So, you're gonna yell at them?
Yeah.
Where is my wife?
Where is she?
She's right there, I think.
So at this point, the entire courthouse just falls into a hush as you. Oh wow! Oh,
There was nothing I could do.
Coolump is having none of Adam's shit tonight.
come on, Adam, sack up.
Well, if I tell them to kill him, it's just easy to know it's me. It's
I already have my suspicions.
yeah.
I can't imagine any scenario where he doesn't just keep walking.
And then I'll chase after them.
With an erection.
Okay. At this point, the guards are going to attempt to stop you again as the procession keeps going.
I'll say it's like, damn it, let me see my family. This voice in my head, it's unnerving.
Okay. Wow. So the Legionnaire will say, "Sir, your family, your... Oh, fuck! I'm at the wrong page.
Everyone go back a page in your script.
As if you could script this.
It's true."
This dumpster fire. No.
The subject fire notice on life.
It's like we have, what does it say? 406 total views.
I have
That means
414.
People have just been coming in and be like, nope, not this style of gameplay. Not this dumpster fire.
This is too dark for us.
I heard something about ectoplasm and mailboxes and the Spice Girls.
So the Legionnaire says, "Sir, you believe yourself related to Mr. Stevens?" Actually, he would probably refer to him as Anacreon Stevens.
Adam?
Oh,
Adam didn't beguile this dude.
Oh, so I can just...
yeah, you can hear the Legionnaires, but not the.
I was like, that's not my wife.
And the other
Granddaughter.
guy just sort of leans in. Not unless there's a story here.
But they look exactly like them.
Sir, I'm not sure what's affecting you right now, but that is most certainly not your wife.
That's my wife.
Like, you're right. You're my wife.
Another trick of the light.
No.
Von
Remember
Morrison of
why.
WoW says it's okay, Josh. Love y'all's dumpster fire forever.
Thank you.
And we love you guys who love our dumpster fire, because if it wasn't for you guys, we would just be screwing around pointlessly.
We
So-
would literally not be doing this.
Thank you. Thank you, sincerely, bottom of our heart. We care about each and every one. You know what? I'm gonna share for a second here. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I can be very prone to burnout and just general depression because I spend so much time working on this. It literally, there's times when I don't get a break. I wake up till I go to sleep just editing videos or working on a schedule or doing some stupid shit. And sometimes when I need a pick me up or just to keep going, I'll refresh the subscribers on our YouTube, and if it went up one, I'll think to myself, this one's for you, number X, and I will dig a little bit deeper just for you. So every single one of you, I care about you. And then I got all gay for a second. What's going on, Xavier?
Thank you for loving our dumb cumster.
I'll say. Well then.
He's just trying to distract you. That's actually your wife and kid.
Get your head in the game. Eyes on the ball.
I'll say, well then. Who are they? If not my wife and daughter.
Sir, you just most ungraciously addressed Magistrate O'Rourke and Anacreon Andrew Stevens of the Legions of Silent Legion.
He's
And I
lying, they're not
suspect they
silent
won't
at
soon
all.
forget it.
He's lying like the government's lying to you, man.
The government's lying. I know all about government lies. I was the lie.
I know. That's how you know they're lying. It's
Like, they're always lying. It's like, well, yeah, but it's for the best. Do you think they don't just bomb hundreds of people without us knowing or caring? It's really sad how desensitized we've become to that. So,
Why you gotta make this gay?
because I did it first. Just kidding. Because I did
I'll
it
say-
first.
Okay, Adam. Whatever you say, man.
then my apologies.
He's just
My-
a beautiful man.
My bearing here has been twisted in some way, it would seem. They look exactly like my wife and daughter.
Yes, well, as Anacreon Stevens suggested, the legions of the penitent have experience in dealing with mental illness. Now, good day, citizen, and mind the laws, and they'll turn and follow.
I just think penitent.
It's only gay when Adam's here. What does that mean?
I mean, that's pretty cut and dry. All right, so Josh, you
I'm back.
find yourself. You follow the address, but the Creme de la Creme Club is no more. Instead, it seems to be. You're not sure if it was torn down or what, but now it's this little building. Our viewers aren't going to understand this, but you remember the way Club 101 used to be when it was still on
The
Mesa?
warehouse one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a smaller version of that.
Yeah, like a warehouse club, basically.
Well, again, much smaller. So it looks closer to like a regular bar at this point. and literally in crappy neon lights that seem to blink those that aren't busted out completely. It's proclaimed simply Joe's Piano Bar.
Did you hear me?
No,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay. Okay, I was afraid I was cutting out. I said I'm going to take a step inside.
Okay, so you take a step inside, and looks like a normal bar for the most part. You have your bar up against the back wall. You have tables off to the side. However, there is a stage with a very nice looking piano on it, and not state of the art, but still pretty good karaoke equipment. And right now the jukebox is playing, fuck, what was popular in 1994? Rico Suave.
Number 5. Okay.
Uh, yeah, Rico Suave is playing on the jukebox as you walk in, and nobody really appears to be listening to it. They're either drinking or dancing on the small dance floor right before the stage. And you can see that there's a couple of wraiths in here. There's one that looks like a sort of a good old boy with a baseball cap and flannel, and he sort of slides inside this one guy that's just pounding back some piss water beer. There's
Slides inside a dude.
there's one wraith that seems to be particularly well dressed, and he's just kind of sitting there at a table. He's a little overweight, his hair slicked back, and he's just watching, just people watching at the moment, just marveling at the way people can act and interact sometime. There's a woman off in the corner of the bar that looks as at one time she might have been very beautiful, but the wrinkles and lines of faded glory adorn her like a mask.
Who's Telly?
Anyway, what do you do as you walk in?
Do I see anybody who looks like the Nick Stardust?
You don't know what he looks like.
Not even on the flyer that I saw?
No, he wasn't a headliner, remember? He was just on the bill.
You said somebody slipped into another guy, right?
Yeah.
Puppetry, I'm assuming?
That would be more whatever the fuck Skin Ride is, which might be puppetry, actually.
The raunchiest of all the Arkanoids.
Skin Ride does sound pretty raunchy.
I'm going to see how that folds out real quick.
How what folds out?
The guy
Riding a
skin
dude?
riding the other guy.
He's just sitting there drinking beer.
I was told that Nick Stardust likes to possess people singing karaoke. Does it seem like... I'm going to see if that happens.
So the karaoke isn't actually active this night. And actually, as you walk in, you can
Okay.
kind of see karaoke every Wednesday night. So it's a sort of a once a week thing.
I'm going to go to one of the other...
Embody.
races.
Okay, thank you, Von Morrison. I wasn't sure.
Okay.
Sounds like the venue you taped at once in California. That sounds cool. What's the story there?
I'm going to ask the race if
We lost
anybody's
Tom.
seen Nick...
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask the race if anybody's seen Nick Stardust around.
Who do you ask?
Don
I'll ask
nuts.
I'll ask the guy people watching.
Okay, so you sort of walk up to him, and he says, Nick Stardust, huh? We don't get people looking for him every day. What you looking for him for?
Let's just say I'm a fellow musician looking for some company. Like-minded company.
What is,
Freudian slip?
What does Francis actually look like? Like I picture him being like super David Bowie in my mind, but I'm not actually
I
sure.
imagine him looking like Shore Leave from Venture Brothers.
Are you still here, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you completely. Oh, you were hiding behind my overlay.
I was shy.
If anyone wants to know what Shore Leave looks like, Google it.
You won't be disappointed.
Kind of what I imagine him.
Oh, LARPed. I'm sorry, I can't read. Apparently, I need a new prescription. My apologies. Josh and I LARPed once.
That was fun.
It's the best time of your life, right?
It wasn't a pleasant experience.
Okay, that one game was not a pleasant experience, but I do think the experience itself has potential. I would like to try it again. Like if I can scrape together the money, I'm going to fucking Austin for the Sabat LARP, dude. I will happily get eaten and become a shovelhead at the end of the night. So yeah, what do you look like?
Probably, let's see, what's my appearance? Probably a moderately attractive young mixed race looking man with dreadlocks and wearing kind of like 90s leather kind of industrial clothing.
That's okay.
You said moderately attractive, and then you said dreadlocks.
Yeah, I got 3 dots in appearance, so better looking than most people, but not exactly gonna turn heads kind of thing.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, I've done one at Gen Con, so I don't know much about the big LARPs.
90 minutes from Austin, cool a fellow Texan.
I mean, yeah, I guess you would have to because Texas is big as shit.
Yeah, it's like 90 minutes from Austin. There's unless you're fucking hauling ass, you're still in Texas.
It's like we're still in Texas.
All right, so he sort of looks you up and down. You're a musician. What do you play?
Oh, I
The
play
skin
the.
flute.
Skin rad.
I don't know what decade you're from, sir, but I play the synthesizer.
Oh
And
my
I sing.
god.
What decade I'm from? What I don't watch TV on my off time. Actually, I don't watch much TV. I'm busting your balls. The synthesizer, huh? That sounds hoity-toity. I was always just a singer myself. Well, that piano I never played much, but that's a beauty, ain't it? I remember back in the day, they had this really nice baby grand up there on stage. I'd kill to be able to play that one more time. Nick Stardust, how you doing? And he sort of puts his hand out.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take his hand. I'll shake it.
Sit down, kid. I'd offer to buy you a drink, but I don't think they serve our kind here.
What do you mean, archive?
I was like, should
I
I
was about to
lean
make
into
that joke.
that? Because that kind of goes with the way I was playing the character, or should I be like, hope Tom doesn't notice?
Why me? Why not X?
That's a good point, actually.
Oh, well, Coolimb. We are from El Paso, Texas.
Damn it! They know where we are now.
We mentioned it in the demon videos.
Ah, thank you, Mozzie. I actually unironically like Ace of Base. Confession, I have this weird soft spot in my heart for like I guess what you would call 90s house music, just because because I grew up in a house that was mostly like fucking country, and I like Barbara Streisand, God Is Watching Us, adult contemporary soft hits, and I just thought that's what good music sounded like. I was not aware of the existence of bands like Sisters of Mercy back in the day.
All right, now everyone talk about one guilty pleasure.
Baby metal.
Confession time.
Baby metal. I take no pleasure in things I feel guilt over.
Or rather, you take no guilt, or you feel no guilt at things you take pleasure in.
Yeah.
What's the unexpected thing then that people would not expect you to listen to?
I don't know. I listen to everything.
even the, let's say the
What,
soft
Adam?
lollies breathing.
Soft lolly breathing. No, I do not listen to ASMR.
That's fucking weird, Adam.
That is not music, Adam.
You said everything, Xavier.
Dark
You're right.
ambience.
Yeah, what did Adam say?
Yeah, I just listen to number stations.
That's unnerving. I'm pretty sure you're
That is fucking weird.
I'm pretty sure you're being programmed. What do the numbers mean, Mason?
And Adam, what do you just listen to anime openings? Are you listening to one right now?
Well, I have the headphones and I can't do both. Well, I guess I could, but I'll just be distracted.
Oh, because you've been so focused so far.
What's your guilty pleasure, Tom?
Hang on. So to answer you, Von Morrison, so what happened was, like I said, I really didn't know what good music sounded like.
Is it Limp Bizkit, Tom?
So I got little by little more into heavier stuff. Like it started. I mean, I really didn't have any autonomy because of the way my parents were. So it started with like Green Day, right? I'm not proud to admit that. And then slowly from there, I started getting into more like regular rock and then metal. And then I was a metalhead in high school, and I sort of prestige classed into goth. And that started with Blood Angle, and then Blood Angle led into Nochtmar and Agrotech, and then from there I somehow doubled back into like Susie and Bauhaus and Sisters. I'm sorry, that was a tangent, Tom. You were asked a question.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Guilty
It's
pleasure.
Limp
Go
Bizkit,
on.
isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth. Real Big Fish.
Chumbawamba.
The 15 minutes they are around.
Hey, everybody loves that one Chumbawamba song.
Baha
know.
Man.
Oh god. The KGB.
Boys Two Men.
So what is it, Tom?
I like to listen to like the happiest fucking K-pop songs while playing the just most violent video games. Because it is such a fucking like paradigm to one another. It's hilarious. I love committing atrocities to just happy sounding Asian.
I'm sure they also like doing that.
All right, gentlemen. So we have been at this for about 3 hours. I am going to call it here. I'm going to award everyone 3
No
XP. You guys technically accomplished the goals that I had set out for the session.
Don't die.
All right. Vote for the extra XP, and everybody in chat, you guys get a vote.
I am not very weeb like at all. I just think it's funny as shit to play Sleeping Dogs and listen to. I don't even know what the fucking song was called, but it was so happy.
I will
And I was
actually,
just beating the shit out of people.
I will actually vouch for Tom in that regard. He is one of the least weeby people I've ever met.
Adam is.
Adam,
actually
on the
a
other
weeb.
hand.
Oh my god, Melinda weebed out on me so hard the other fucking day, like bad.
Did
So
she pull out a katana?
well, she was texting Adam. So that
Of course.
and she asked Adam if he was okay, and Adam texted back Daijobu. So she shows it to me, and I read it off as a Daijobu, and she goes, "It's Daijobu, sir." And I'm like, "No, it's not. that syllable doesn't exist in Japanese because I actually took a year of Japanese and I would have taken longer if I but I changed schools and they didn't offer it. So she says because she learns Japanese on Duolingo, which is admittedly a pretty great app. So she goes, oh yeah, what you were in Japanese for like what 6 months? Yeah, I'm sorry. Your Crunchyroll account totally trumps my actual experience with a real Japanese person.
No, man, I need to get around to learn Irish on that thing.
Hey, don't waste your fucking time, man. Better put your time towards an actual language.
Well, I mean, if they had Gaelic, I would totally be doing that. But Irish is unfortunately the closest thing.
That's what my goal is, Von Morrison. No, we're not cool enough. No. You just had to.
All right, everybody, vote for XP. Who gets the additional one?
Nothing happened, so I can't really place a vote anywhere.
I disagree with that. Xavier became an official part of the hierarchy. Josh, he accomplished his goal. We'll see where things actually end up going with Nick Stardust. He might have made an ally. John Titus. The fuck did I don't know what your characters really did much of, to be honest, but we resolved the huge kerfuffle that he had gotten himself into. Clive. Well, I fucking straight up failed you this session. I'm sorry.
He talked to a whore.
He talked to a whore. You know what? Just for that.
Adam as the Shadow dropped a couple of real bombs, and the mother-daughter thing was awesome.
Adam has a vote from
Cool Imp.
Yeah.
I give my vote to Xavier.
I will give my vote to Josh.
You guys just cross pollinating.
Tom, are you
Alright.
going to say fuck everybody?
My vote goes to you, Cole Limp.
I kind of do, but I'll vote for Josh this time around.
Okay. Josh is leading.
I
Adam.
vote for Cool Limp.
Adam's filibustering. Sorry, guys,
Every
we can't go
goddamn
home.
time. At least it's better than voting for yourself, I guess.
Mazzy, Vaughn, anyone else in chat care to cast a vote for who gets a bonus point of XP for the session?
Not Adam. Always an archer.
Is always
one
an
vote
archer
away
not
from Adam.
Xavier?
It is me.
Okay. Northeast, Northwest votes for Adam. Now we're tied.
Being smart.
Vaughn votes for
Yes.
Adam.
Adam has 3 chat votes now.
I
There you go,
have the
Adam.
audience favor.
You should suck dick more often.
But if I did that, I would have anything to build up to anymore, though.
I mean, you can.
You just can't blow your load all the time.
That was a pretty great shadow play, I will admit.
Not quite by the rules, but it was impressive.
Was it not?
You can only affect 1 sense at a time.
Oh. My fucking bad.
How long were you holding on to that one?
When did it start?
What?
Yes, sorry.
It's more compelling for story reasons that I just let it slide.
Okay, I'm sorry. You, by all means, please speak up, because I am not above admitting when I'm wrong. All right, votes. Going once. Going
Who did
twice.
Adam vote for?
Going 3 times.
I guess I'll vote for X for getting out of my kerfuffle.
Okay, Adam's still at
2x.
3.
2 me, and then Adam's at 3.
All right. Waiting, giving time for the chat delay. Adam gets it.
Whew.
Don't blow it all in one place.
Okay. Who wants to do plugs this time?
Adam.
Oh fuck no! No offense, Adam. But I'm not gonna stay there for half an hour. All right, guys. Social media links down below. Check out our original content on YouTube. We do the How Not To series where we lampoon our favorite stuff in World of Darkness. We do the awesome RPG Imaginarium where Josh narrates some of the best RPG stories from around the web. If you really like that content, want to support it, we've got a Patreon like everybody else. What else?
Books.
I write books. The link's down there too. Supporting a channel. So there's lots of great content channels out there, but there's one that I have to point to first and foremost because he's helped us out so much. Twin Cities by Night. All right, that guy has done more for trying to organize the White Wolf community online and provide a place where content creators can elevate themselves. White Wolf should be sending hookers to this guy's house on the daily. I don't think his wife would appreciate that, but still. Twin Cities by Night, check him out. Check out the White Wolf RPG gameplay and media's page that this guy pours his heart and soul and his time into. This guy doesn't even put AdSense on his videos. He doesn't do a Patreon. He just does it because he wants to. And that's a guy that we deserve to at least give a pat on the back. Hell yes, cool. And mad respect for Twin Cities.
And
Oh, yes.
William's channel is Friday night. This channel.
We should probably spell it because I think we neglected that last time. He does spell Cool Imp, Kewlimp, and you can find him on YouTube and on Twitch. And I think that is business concluded for this evening. So, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I've already poured my heart out to you guys, but we appreciate you. This chat has been a blast. I hope you guys had as much fun as we had. Night, everybody.
No one died and no one got raped. So, I mean, we did such a great job.
Oh man, did you cut that before or after?
I still haven't cut it.